Whenever you're ready.
Um,
Space murder.
basically, you know, we started off on Zuva Station. The Osiris Gypsy is docked, and um, Orson is off getting to meet up with a mechanic that he seems to have some sort of relations with, and get them kitted up for their new upgrades and what have you. Uh, Demi gets um, involved in a drinking contest and wins. Gutsbraka um, goes to Lady LaFlair's and gets some tea.
Ripped off is what he got off.
Yeah.
What he got.
Harper got harassed by some bros, but eventually we all get back to the ship, and the captain goes out, pulls the job board or whatever. The next morning we discuss the jobs that are available, and of the jobs available, we decide to go for the two that take place in the frontier, thinking that we can do a little bit of multitasking and get two birds, one stone. One job is to help a bartender called Cloudy Rain. Her shipment of booze has gone missing, and it's all she's got. So she's willing to pay all what she has left, because we're horrible, greedy people, to get her booze back. She gives us a shipping number, but the tracking's not working on it anymore. But we get 20% of whatever we find plus additional payment. And she gives us the last known location in Minus. And it's a no-name ship, just some vessel shipped out by the Frontier Shipping Company. And then the other one was working for a doctor who totally legitimately had some supplies that had to be dropped off at a warehouse. His associates bring some of these supplies, and they're totally legit.
Those
And
well-dressed associates.
I didn't
uh,
go to 5 years of pretend medical school for you to.
but either way, with the totally legitimate and not at all shady and uh, antibiotics, we pack them away and leave Zuva Station, heading to Venta, which is where the warehouse is waiting for the drug drop off. On the way there, we encounter some space whales and come across a space station that is basically a hunk of rock in the middle of space with a bar attached to it. Sven's bar. Apparently, the captain knows somebody here, and it did not go well then, and it did not go well for them this time either, as now he's dead. And we're
So is
leaving.
everyone else.
Not everyone else,
So,
but now we're leaving.
you guys, some of you are back on the ship, some of you are standing in Sven's bar, um, surrounded by rubble, corpses, and unconscious bodies. There's the sound of some ships like frantically taking off, um, doing like kinetic takeoffs to get away as quickly as possible at risk to their ship, and a couple of them don't go great, and the engine makes some horrible grating noises. Until finally you're left in relative silence, standing in this ruined bar, surrounded by corpses.
And we had made a determination that there didn't appear to be any surveillance or anything.
Yeah, you were confident there was no surveillance.
Well, do we take what we can and get out of here, or do we just get out of here?
Uh, where we'd left it previously, I'd already taken some bottles and left.
Yeah.
To the ship.
Was already on the ship.
And Demi had already gone and locked us over in a room or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I'd given you a look basically on the way out. Jade.
So who's
I think it might be you and H and Guts.
I think H is back on the ship. I think it might just be you
Yep.
and Guts.
well, in that case, we leave.
All right. Get back to the ship. Sit down. Orson, can you make me a quick perception check as you're taking off, please?
Sure. I will get my dice out, which would be really sensible. Perception 19.
Okay. So you kind of start taking off and you're like, you feel the controls, like the directional controls of the Gypsy are like real good. They feels like they've just had a really kind of nice tune-up, which you know isn't something you'd had done. Like they're very sensitive and very accurate, and you don't need to compensate at all. You weren't really expecting that.
Well, the person who was last flying in was H, so
Hello.
I would be like, I would look around. Is she kind of in the cockpit common area, whatever, like near this end of the ship?
H, yeah, she's
Let me
basically
see.
sitting in with the living area, I would imagine.
I imagine I can maybe like shout to you through the door or something into the common area behind or something like that, or into the intercom, I guess. H, did you do something with the controls? Or the
No,
seat? And he's kind of like adjusting himself.
I just had to sit in the pilot seat.
Yeah, the controls felt normal to you, H, when you were flying.
It all felt normal to me.
You didn't tune him up?
I haven't touched it.
Huh. Kind of like licks his teeth for a moment. He like does like a quick check, mostly like to see if someone's, I don't know, linked in a bomb or something while they've been in the car park.
You can make me a systems check if you like.
I can. Why is systems not down? Oh. Systems was
Intelligence.
in. Okay, not bad. I did have that written down there. I'm not sure why it's not there anymore. I on pilots proficient in systems or something. I can't remember. It's a 15 or above anyway. I
Okay.
don't know why that isn't there.
Yeah, pilots automatically have systems. Yeah, you kind of like go through. There's
So 18.
nothing mechanically different, other than the controls feel good, and one of the cooling ducts is operating a little bit below usual. The temperature's a bit high.
But it looks like I should be able to safely take off without.
Yeah,
Jettisoning
100%.
it.
And like a cooling duct being a little bit high can often just be like it's inefficient. It's it's not perfect. Like it's not necessarily an indication that there's something very wrong.
Okay. He's just gonna like shout to H. I don't know where the cooling duct is in the ship, but like he's just like, okay, well I'm gonna take off now. Like cooling duct F is acting up a little bit, and he
Would
kind
I
of
be
like.
able to access cooling duct F whilst we're in flight, or would it be something like I would have to wait until we're parked?
You can definitely go have a look and see what needs to be done. Like if you want to make any serious repairs, you probably have to be landed. But while you're going, you
I'll
might
have
be
a look
able
at it
to
while
do
we're
so.
flying.
Sure.
Cheers.
So, I imagine H, you would go, maybe grab some tools on your way. I'll take a perception check from you as well then.
Sure, I forgot to get my dice out for water fanning.
Looks like you guys didn't know we were gonna be playing a game.
I'm just an idiot. Perception. That is a 12, my friend.
Okay. You don't notice anything particularly out of place, and then you're like patting your pockets, and you can't find your favorite spanner.
Oh, shit. Where did I leave it? I'm gonna have a look in my room and see if I can find my spanner.
For sure. In the meantime, Dimmy, what are you doing?
I'm gonna find my spanner. Hold on a minute.
Demi is just, she went to her room, closed the door. I imagine she's just kind of sitting and waiting to see if someone comes to lecture her about how she lost control. But whenever nobody does, she just kind of like kicks back and kicks back and with a data pad and starts reading something.
Yeah.
Just something random.
So I'm definitely gonna go pound on her door.
Sure.
Demi, open your damn door.
Cause she'll kind of huff and toss the pad at the foot of the bed, going like, just as soon as I got comfortable, like mumbling, and goes to open the door.
I'll kind of like step into the room. What the hell was that? I had that handled.
Wasn't he shot at me, Captain? Did you want me to just sit there and let him?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. We had that done. It was over with. That little bit at the end.
Where I punched him, or
The last guy.
oh, well, you know, he was going for the dock.
You don't think that was a little excessive?
Any more excessive than shooting the first one, or the one that you shot?
I don't know. We all lost our fucking cool in there, and that can't happen again.
Well, won't happen again, ma'am. Just, I don't want anything happening to my crew. I might have lost my cool a little bit.
Hot dog.
Are you feeling okay, Dimmy?
Yeah.
The dogs are barking.
You
I had to punch that guy because the dogs are barking.
you know we have a no pets policy here, right?
No dogs on the moon.
The air gets in the fucking filters and you can't get it out.
No.
That's the problem with the cooling duct.
This is Space Puppy.
As long as we both understand that doesn't happen again if we want to be legitimate.
Yes, ma'am. It was just, I punched the man for besmirching your honor, and then he pulled a gun, and I retaliated with matching force, ma'am. And then the last guy, that was just, me carrying it a bit too far. Won't happen again. And she kind of like does like a, shoulders straight, like head bob. Like, not quite saluting you, but it looks like she wants to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we cleared this up efficiently. And you understand who's in charge.
Yes, ma'am. That's you, ma'am.
You recognize that we can't be doing this anymore.
Yes, ma'am. Well, won't be punching nobody's with shotguns for calling you a bitch, ma'am.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I probably deserved it.
I just, if they have guns, I won't be punching them. If they don't have guns, am I allowed to punch them?
You sound confused. Let's just try to use our diplomacy before we let it escalate too far.
Is that what you call your sidearm, ma'am?
I mean, yeah. But I'm the captain. Right?
I will follow diplomacy
I would-
from now on.
Well, fair enough. I probably should go check on the doc and make sure he's alright.
The gypsy needs a bumper sticker with diplomacy as my sidearm on the back. Yeah, Guts. Make me a perception check.
12.
Yeah. You get back into the kind of medical bay. Everything seems in order. When Kira comes a knocking.
Hey, Doc, how we doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
You sure you're fine?
Oh, yeah, just had someone get killed right in my hands, but, no biggie.
Well, I mean, we all process things differently.
Oh,
Doc.
it's fine. Every so often you have someone die in your arms.
Yeah, alright. Just want to make sure that you're alright.
Nope, fine here. Definitely not repressing any mixed emotions.
I mean, if you need to process things, we could talk about
Nope.
it.
Nope, we're cool.
I mean, I'm
Is he
not.
gonna make some tea to calm down?
So you're in tip-top shape. I don't have to worry about
Oh,
it.
yeah, tip top. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about this like bubbling up emotionally at an odd time.
What? No.
You're not gonna like secretly try to like kill Demi or anything like that for what happened or anything like
No,
that.
it's perfectly normal to, kill people in friends' arms. It's fine.
I mean, to be fair, she thought she had to protect you.
Yes, very clear. That's why it's all good.
Okay, just wanted to check on you, make sure you were coping well with today's events.
Oh, yes, so well. Smash.
We don't have to like do any like, like post shore leave kind of like checkups or anything to help like take your mind off this or anything.
Oh, you all need to.
I mean, you're the doc. You got like a manual or something. You said.
I do have manual.
I mean, some people just like throw themselves in their work to help them repress things like this.
Are you feeling fluish?
No. I feel fine.
Let's go ask everybody else.
You should. I'm gonna probably finish making my rounds. Saw Demi back in her room if you want to go talk to her.
Okay.
Alright. And I'll make my way to the cockpit.
Alright, Guts, are you going to see Demi?
Yes. Damn it, you feeling fluish?
Oh, fuck! This is the sound of a data pad clattering across her corners. She jumps in surprise. No!
Okay.
She kind of like hesitates for a second. Does it come to her door?
Nope. He walks off.
Okay. She reaches for the data pad again, trying to get her heart rate down.
Good to know you're not fluish.
Thanks! She like counts to like 10 again. Before leaning back with her data pad again.
So
Kira's just gonna go into the cockpit without like any like preamble of all at all, and it's like, well, that just went all kinds of awful.
Austin kind of leans back in the chair, like reclining, just yeah. I would say that qualifies.
Just so you know, I had a talk with her. We have an understanding, I think.
You know, there's probably going to be a whole bunch of family members wondering where people are, or you know, all those ships that horribly screeched out of the atmosphere. What little there was of it.
Yeah, I know.
Some of it might, and he like does like a circular motion with his finger. Some of it might come back around.
That's my worry. We just keep our ears to the ground and make sure we haven't picked up any interest, officially or unofficially.
I mean, me or H or someone could monitor some chatter, see if anything is going around, but especially when we're carrying such precious medicine, could probably do with a little less heat.
Yeah, I think we just kind of handle these jobs, and let it blow over. I hope.
Maybe. It's a big space after all. Maybe we take some jobs somewhere else for a bit.
Yeah. Move up a different sector.
Mm-hmm. I can't stop thinking of GTA and just like driving the gypsy in and getting a new spray paint and then driving off again, lowering the stars.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So yeah, we'll just keep us.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
So you okay?
Right, Austin kind of like mimes checking himself out. He didn't get hit in that fight, despite taking out, you know, nearly half a dozen people or something as they were running at us while we were talking.
You know
Yeah,
what
I think I'm
mean?
good.
You know what I mean. It's pretty fucking heavy.
It was a little. That seemed to fuck guts up a bit. And he was already pretty fucky to begin with.
Can't afford to lose our doctor.
Yeah, not really. Maybe we need to find something to chill him out.
Take his medicine off and just try to stick with legitimate jobs for a while.
Or use some of the medicine on him, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's the worst idea ever.
It gives you like a big grin. Yeah. Maybe we'll go to a more civilized sector. And then he kind of thinks about it, then kind of goes, eh, and like waves his hand like half and half kind of thing.
Not
No
too
way,
civilized.
Yeah. He offers you one of the bottles that he took from the bar. I'm all good.
That's some good shit, man. At least one of us had the wherewithal to take something.
Never gonna mess up a good bottle, and they weren't using it. You know those people that I took out. I didn't kill them. They might not really recognize us. All of us. Some of us might not really know who we are. We didn't really do too much in the way of introductions before it all kicked off, but
I don't know. I just 1 minute everything was fine and I was ready to leave, and the next minute I've got my gun in my hand and I don't know what happened.
he kind of just sort of scratches the side of his face. Things go to shit real quick.
I don't know. Maybe shit with my old crew fucked me up more than I thought. I play for keeps now.
Well, you got some good people on this crew.
I do.
Maybe they'll do better next time.
Amy's already promised that she's gonna let us try diplomacy first.
Is that did you tell her that's the name of your gun?
She kind of guessed it.
He kind of like nods understandingly. Yeah. I don't know if this warehouse is going to be, just a cold drop-off, or if there's going to be some people who are more likely to shoot back or use more than their fists. But you know how these doctors get. They could be awful jumpy.
Itchy trigger fingers.
Yeah, it's all that syringing, and it kind of like does a motion in the air. We'll have it. Hopefully everyone will be on best behavior, and we'll make it quick.
Alright, well, keep the course true, and if you need me, I'll be in my quarters.
Yeah, no problem. And you see him kind of like cheers you with the bottle.
If you see H, can you make sure she's okay, or let her know that it's not how we normally do things?
I'm waiting to hear back from her. I'll have a chat with her when she gets back from the cooling vent.
Why'd she go to the cooling vent?
He like flicks up on screen or like points at some blinking light and goes, one of the vents is running a bit funny. I did check before I took off. We weren't, linked up to a bomb or something. But no, just ran a little warm is all.
Oh, let me have that report when you get it in too.
Will do.
Yeah.
He like gives you a very relaxed salute. Ship maintenance, crew maintenance, it's all the same.
Anyway, and she'll kind of like salute with the bottle and head off.
Kira, when you get back to your room, all the bedding from your bed is gone. Like duvet, quilt, pillows, everything.
Like the ship intercom.
Who decided it was laundry day in the captain's quarters?
One, two, three, not it.
I kind of flick on the intercom and lean forward. Well, we were just talking, so don't think it was me.
Nope.
Want me to do a search, ma'am?
Yeah, I got 5 units to anyone who finds my bedding. A sentence I never thought I'd have to utter on my own ship.
Whilst I would also like to offer a monetary reward, I can't really. But if anyone finds my spanner, I'd be really happy.
Who is fucking stealing shit on my ship?
I'm just gonna keep on flying over here, and you guys can sort out what's going on, because it's gonna be worth a lot more than 5 units when I crash into an asteroid.
Demi is going to exercise proper gun ownership responsibilities and make sure all of her shit is locked up before she goes.
So she's not going to
Look
just
around.
walk around with it, pointing it around corridors to make sure that no one's jumping
No,
on
no,
it.
no, no. Like whatever she's
No.
not, whatever that is not on her is going to be locked up so that it can't be gotten into.
Sounds good. You
But
make
she's
me an
gonna keep
investigation
up.
check. Demi?
She goes and finds the gun locker is missing.
Her whole bedroom is just like gone.
Investigation.
Who's
okay,
yeah?
well-
Who's all searching the ship?
Ooh,
I am, so I will do so as well.
Okay.
I have an 18 on the die, plus
Yeah.
-1 for 17.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
2.
Okay. Guts, are you searching?
No.
Okay. None of you find anything.
Oh,
Though, Dimmy, you like get back to your room,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of like look at a. I imagine you have like a little shelf, maybe with a bottle of some liquor from home, and that is like 2/3 down.
Captain, I think we might have a stowaway.
What was your first clue? The missing Betty?
wow. Brutal.
So, a little while later,
Do I have a backup spanner so I can still look
yeah,
at this?
you sure you have a backup spanner. You can see that the like the sort of service hatch to this has been kind of futzed with a little bit. Like you can see it's been tightened recently. And just as you begin work on that, there's a little like beep 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 in the cockpit, and Orson, you see like a hailing frequency open between another ship and you, and from what you know of the frequency, it appears to be an Estron like governmental ship. You get these like very large gigantic ships that sort of fly to a place and then like stop and basically become like a temporary space station to like monitor travel between
Right.
two in areas.
We're not in Estron space, though, right?
No.
'Cause we headed toward the frontier.
Yeah, you're not in Astron
Yeah.
space, but this is kind of monitoring the like as like who's coming and going between the frontier and Astron, and that frequency opens.
He's gonna flick a different comm channel. Cap, we have a hail from some Estron gigantic space station ship thing. Whatever they're calling them now, the Gorgons. I don't know. You might want to get to a comm. Do they have like visual hails on this ship in this universe?
I think no. It's
think
just
no. Okay.
yeah.
Because we got some visual messages right when we were taking the
Yeah,
trips. I think this one isn't.
Yeah, so it's like I imagine like when you're kind of when you're like on a space station, whatever, you can like you have Wi-Fi sort of thing. But no, this one is just like it's kind of an automated signal. You get the impression, so like when you kind of accept the hail request, there's just like a kind of robotic voice that says, "You have been selected for screening aboard TS Estron vessel 4P01X. Please comply.
Well, we're way outside Estron space, though, because if
Yeah.
we were at Zuva Station, we're
Yeah,
like
you
not
are.
anywhere in their
You are.
jurisdiction. Okay.
But still, they're a big ship.
This is an outpost that's basically set itself between the frontier and Estron, so that it can monitor who's coming and going between the frontier and Estron.
Yeah, sure. So what's the compulsion to comply?
They have real big guns.
But then they would be attacking people randomly. If we're outside their jurisdiction, they have no like authority to make people stop for screenings.
You should tell them that.
I'm trying to establish
Like Estron.
This is
They can do what they want.
Estron is massive, and they can they don't see it as international waters. Like, obviously they don't have any kind of.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is
But
international waters.
that's
so
not
you
how they
can't,
see it.
No, but like if you're like U.S., the USA can't like tell a French ship that they have to pull over for inspection.
No, but the Empire can tell a rebel ship to pull over, and if the rebel
We're not a
ship
rebel
doesn't,
ship.
no, but the Empire can tell any ship to pull over, and if you don't, that's going to be bad for you. Estron doesn't see it as international waters.
But it's not even their waters to police.
Perhaps they have some type of agreement.
With the frontier that has no government body? I'm poking at your plot holes, DM.
It's not a plot hole.
I mean,
they've
I mean, it's the Wild West. So if
Yeah.
if a new sheriff comes into town, with a massive fucking gun, he can make the rules, which I think is what is being applied here.
Yeah, and
They know a
also
lot of criminal activity goes in and out of the frontier. So
yeah, so they've just stuck a ship in between to be like, if you're coming this way, then we want to see what's in your pockets.
And plenty of governments do really shady shit.
Yeah, this is like
But
the
I'm
Border
gonna
Patrol
pretend. I'm gonna
trying-
imagine you've said all this into the com.
No.
All right, folks. We've been asked very politely to comply with a security screen. I would suggest that we all take all necessary precautions.
just
And,
from our knowledge, is this going to be us flying into a giant ship/space station and being
Yeah.
physically
You've-
checked over? It's not some sort of drone comes out and scans us.
No, you've probably had these before.
Okay.
Like you just go, you basically land in a landing bay. Some guy comes out and asks you questions for 10, 20 minutes, and then you're free to go.
Like, this will get like Demi out of her quarters, and she's gonna be up in the cockpit complaining about what I just complained about, like
Sure.
sovereign citizen style. Like this isn't how the government should be able to run things. Like, complaining.
Orson is piloting and also rubbing his head a little bit, and it's like, when did you get so up in arms about the frontier? You're not from around here, right?
I mean, no, but they don't have no right to tell people what to do with their own time. They need to worry about what's happening in their own space,
Their own space is real big, and
which is why they need to be there, not piddling around.
I mean,
messing around
you
with-
are only a few days out of from Estron.
Still, they have no right being here, voice in the sky. They need to be worried about their own troubles, not somebody else. It'd be one thing if we were coming in to Estron from the frontier, but not going out to the frontier. They ain't got no rights to police our business.
can we see the ship? Is it that big?
You can
in the
you can
distance?
yeah you can see it. It's this giant like you can tell it sort of shifts and kind of not transforms, but it's how a JCB has stabilizers. It kind of has stabilizers that come out to keep it in place and conserve fuel and stuff. It's very, very big and round. It kind of looks like a Zeppelin, but there's an open bay at the back where ships can just fly in and out. Like, this is what this thing is designed to do.
Yeah. Is it likely that they will have like their own mobile police force? With this
Yeah.
ship,
So
like
so from
fighter squad?
what you know of Astron, it's like
Okay.
it's like the Empire from Star Wars, except that they're not evil. They're just bureaucratic, nitpicky, file this form in this form in this form kind of assholes. So they're more. It's more like than like oh fuck. Generally, when you get stopped by one of these. But yeah, they have like it's like a city on board. They got police. They got prisons. You know, not necessarily
What are
stores,
the-
but.
What are the chances that Demi knows exactly what they're allowed and not allowed to do during one of these stops?
You can make a check.
Because she's
History?
gonna make them follow it to the letter.
Okay.
H has
Uh,
absolutely very little idea.
Yeah.
I was going to say Orson is going to beckon out the window and go, when you have a ship that big, you could do whatever you want. And lots of
Well-
little ships too to back you up.
12.
Yeah.
You know it's generally like answer the questions truthfully, don't make trouble. You're not really expected to go anywhere unless they want to ask you more questions. So usually you just kind of stand
do they
outside
have
your
to
ship.
have a reason for asking more questions to make you go somewhere? They have to have a reason for that kind of stuff, right?
You're not sure.
I will not go to a secondary location with someone who might be an abuser.
I mean, he might be a bureaucrat, but
Same difference.
Oh, let's say power abuser.
All right. So are you gonna comply?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna look for Captain. How confident are we about the medicine?
Medicine.
I don't know if we want to leave it out somewhere and then come back for it.
If we do anything now, surely we're going to arouse suspicion.
Well, mechanically, I was thinking if you just jettison a very small crate into space at this distance, they probably wouldn't see it, and then we could come back and pick it up again with some lucky rolls. But if you want to go all for it,
I mean, we can try. We can certainly try.
it was just a suggestion because I presume, though we can see the massive ship, it'd be very difficult for them to have like visual on us already right
Yeah.
now.
Probably. I mean,
Depends
you'll
on,
be
like,
on their
radio
scanners, but yeah.
wavelengths. Yeah, but
Let's do that then. If we can do it.
it's just a thought. Unless you want
Do they
to
have
run the gauntlet.
Do they have scanners that can pick that kind of thing up?
You don't know.
We also, I mean, we believe we got these smuggler compartments, so we believe that they are made for smuggling and potentially, able to avoid detection. That is the presumption, I presume.
Is
So
the
it's
medicine?
whether.
Yeah. Are you keeping the medicine, or are you putting it in
Yeah, I
the?
think we keep the medicine.
Okay.
Are you putting it in the smugglers section, or?
It's always
It's
been in the
already
Oh,
in
okay,
there,
okay,
yeah.
sweet.
We put that in straight
Apologies.
away, but because you don't have hard rules for what that does,
Yeah.
we're kind of betting on it right now. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I mean,
Don't fuck us, Rob.
there's definitely you've probably done this before.
Mhm.
Whether or not you've had contraband, no one's ever found the smuggler's compartment who didn't know it was there already. So
Okay.
you're reasonably confident in it.
I will also point out that we do currently potentially have a stowaway who's hiding somewhere on the ship.
Sure.
Potentially
They'll help us
in the
find
cooling
him.
ducts.
So you come in to land in one of the bays you're assigned, and it's all kind of very corporate, like white interior spaceship, but then there's like a large orange sun symbol, which is like the symbol of Astron on the back, and then kind of these like lines that kind of bisect the room on the walls. It's like what corporate people think is tasteful decoration, tasteful minimalism. It's And you kind of step out of the ship. Who's all getting out? Generally, you guys would know that everyone on board is expected to.
I will be getting out.
Absolutely.
H is going to follow protocol to the letter.
Okay, and you see this kind of like short, sort of slightly overweight, but not fat by any means. Bureaucratic-looking man. He's wearing sort of an Estron like brand, kind of posh, fancy shirt, and he's got a data pad in his hand. And behind him, you see there's like a very bored-looking soldier with like, or kind of police guy, and he's like got a big rifle on that's kind of hanging from like a harness around his shoulder, and he's like leaning back against the crate, and the man kind of approaches and gives you all a nod and says, "Hello there. My name's Inspector Walsaw. I'm just here to ask you some routine questions, and then I can get you folks on your way. Is that all right? Which of you is the captain, please?"
That would be me, Kira Emanuel.
Kira Emanuel. He types it in. All right, and where are you coming from?
Zuva Station.
Zuva Station. Where are you currently heading?
We are in the process of locating a locator beacon for a client.
Understood.
In the, Frontier, yeah.
Yep. May I see the job posting?
I'll bring it up on the data pad.
Yeah. I'll have a look, kind of make a couple notes, like of the serial number. That all seems to be in order. Do you have any cargo aboard?
Nope.
No, understood. How many life forms aboard?
Just the crew you see here.
So that's 5. All right.
Everybody got off, right?
Yeah.
I was yeah, that's what I
If
was
you
gonna
let them know that, though, they're going to have reason to search the ship.
Oh,
which is
true.
probably not what you want.
Better hope that our Stowa is smart then.
If you
All
brought
right.
that up, Moss would have said that as we were walking through the ship
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
the
yeah.
front. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you mind if we perform a routine check? Won't take more than 5 minutes.
Absolutely, go ahead.
And he kind of just motions to the kind of police guy. And begins to scan. Kind of frowns down at his data pad for a moment. Like, looks up, looks back down. And you see him typing something else. He says, "Our scanners seem to disagree on the life forms aboard."
This is my entire crew. What you got?
Well, I'm seeing 6 here. I mean, hell, it wouldn't be the first time we've had a mistake like this, but
We had an air duct that was acting up just before we were hailed. Did that cause a problem?
Residual
well,
heat, maybe?
yeah. Just give me a moment. And he kind of walks a little bit away, and like you see him like speaking into a small microphone. Kind of nods, that kind of thing. Comes back, says, "Well, I'm told there's for sure potential that that's the case, but we're gonna have to perform a more in-depth check if that's all right."
Certainly, we can give you any readouts from the systems checks that can let you know exactly what air duct was acting up.
Why exactly does it matter how many people are on board, if you don't mind me asking?
I do. And then he kind of just walks past you all and up onto the ship.
There's like a visible muscle in Demi's jaw twitch as she
Yeah.
grinds her teeth together.
Um,
Ain't got no right.
you
Say, ain't got no right.
Easy. He's got all the right.
You guys don't hear anything for like 10 minutes. And then, like, kind of as you stand there, you see a group of about 10 police figures kind of jogging in your general direction.
Captain. There's like another jaw twitch.
H's wings wrap around her tighter.
Just wait it out.
As you say that, the group of police officers turn and run past you. And you hear one of them say, Bay 47. And you guys are in like Bay 13. So clearly, it wasn't meant for you. But eventually the kind of bureaucrat also comes back out, kind of walks over to you, says, like, presses some buttons, and you see like a file transfer request. He's requesting to send you a file on your datapad, and he says, well, we did a thorough check. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary, but I'd make sure you get that heat duct checked out. It's well, you know, you want to be in ship shape. Seems that was just causing a bit of interference.
Yep, it's our first stop after we finish this job.
All
Just need
right,
to get a
see
little
that it
more.
is. And he will like turn and kind of motion. You see like the file is like a checklist, basically like a copy of what he's done to prove that your ship's been searched properly. And you guys get the green light to go on ahead.
Alright, give us the hell out here.
I'm gonna throw a casual salute towards the security guy leaning on the box. Have a nice day.
He gives you like a slow nod.
And I'm gonna hop, skip, and jump back into the ship.
Jamie's gonna glare at people as she goes back in.
Yeah. You guys take off once again and begin your journey back out towards the frontier.
H is gonna go rat cunt hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
yeah,
any of our
Demi-
cargo moved at all or anything?
Make me a perception check. Anyone/everyone can.
Okay.
Nope, that's not what I want to do.
I'm good at perception, I think.
15.
I got
Uh,
23.
Non-natural 20.
17.
Okay. Well, you all see kind of as you walk in, there's like in the kind of main common room, Guts's tub of lollies is lying on its side in the common room, and is completely empty save for one lolly that seems to have been licked and then like stuck to the side of the table.
It doesn't seem like something a bunch of stuck-up estrons would do.
I mean, I feel like they'd brag about something like that.
Mm. Can I check the air vent in the common room?
The air vent in the common room, sure. Make me a we'll say mechanics check.
No, I don't.
Is it mechanics or engineering? Engineering, I think it's called.
Is that int?
Mechanics.
Yeah,
I think it was
mechanics.
called engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that int?
Yes.
Fuck. 12.
Okay. You can see one of the bolts is missing on the like little vent part that pops out.
If I was a gambling woman, and I am, I would say our stowaway is using the air ducts to freeze them out, heat them out. What you reckon?
Is it a good idea to do that? Can we do that in space, or is it something we should do here while we have oxygen?
I mean, you can totally turn up the
Temperature.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying is turning up the temperature, turning down the temperature. Maybe use some foam to like seal up so that there's only like a few ducts that they can actually get out of.
Yeah, you turn up or down the temperature and start sealing ducks, and we're in the middle of space and something blows or this thing goes
Yeah.
crazy, then we're in kind of danger. Which is why I'm saying we could do it here, but then we have to deal with whatever comes flying out of it in Estron space.
Well, it's technically not Estron space, Demi says, kind of rankling a little bit again at Orson.
When we're in an Estron, like he's in an Estron hangar, he's calling it Estron space, but he knew it was going to wind you up, which is why he did it.
Yeah. It's like, this isn't Estron space. I'm just saying, if it's like, some little like fucker that's crawling around in our ducts, eating our food, drinking our booze, taking Doc's lollies, which that is the crappiest flavor. So of course that's the one they left.
I'm not going to touch anything that thing's touched. I'm going to be honest.
It's a little like sticky fingered little stowaway, and we need to nip this in the butt before it takes something important.
Sure, I don't disagree. Just do we do it in the privacy of space, but at a possible danger, or we do it here where it's less private, but also we might not all die?
I mean, I don't know much about mechanicking or whatever, but I'm just talking about raising the temperature up or lowering the temperature so that they don't find the ducks quite as comfortable and
Sure. And when that thing comes out, what are you going to do to it? Start shooting? Start blowing a hole in the ship? Exactly.
You thinking it's a creature or a critter? I'm thinking it's just like a little skinny face alcoholic from Sven's.
Right, and you shot him you shot them as well. So.
Well, she's already promised no more shooting.
Only if the cat says I can.
H, make me a perception check.
If it's a skinny little fucker, we need to get them out of the ducts before they break something important or get into something important. Like things that, whenever we deliver, there's going to be some accounting for how much inventory they get. And if any of that's missing, we're going to have to deal with that. She says she's obviously getting a little...
he's still completely cool as a cucumber, going, not disagreeing that we should do it. I'm just asking the best way to go about it. And then he kind of just gives the captain a look, and then he's just going to turn and go to the cockpit.
And then get us out of here before we arouse any more suspicion from our friends, no matter what happens.
See at the back of his head kind of nodding, and he just kind of waves over his shoulder, and he's going to go take off.
Sure.
Timmy's going to start counting to 10. Grinds my gears.
Yeah, Liam, what was your roll?
10.
10, alright. You imagine you kind of took a step back, but you just can't figure out where/what this thing could be.
I'm gonna head into the is there a place where all the vents would connect?
Yeah, so you never got to check the cooling ducts, and that's kind of where most of them lead.
I'm gonna have a closer look at that cooling duct again.
Yeah. So last time you kind of got here, and it wasn't open, and you could see it's been opened, but you hadn't got around to opening it when the inspection happened. But this time you can kind of crack it open, and you stick your head up into the vent, and you can see just below the cooling duct, there's a little bedding nest. And you can see lolly wrappers everywhere. Your spanner is sitting in the middle of the nest.
I found where our little friend's been staying. She says into the intercom.
Well, are they there?
Are they there? I'm assuming not, because she didn't say they were there.
Yeah.
No, they must be off scavenging just now.
Can we set a trap?
Oh, I could. I can make a little eldritch cannon. Or I can set some. I can set something up in the vent to give our little friend a surprise when he shows back.
Well,
Or I can just wait here until he shows up.
well, if he's not there, maybe we should look around and see if we can find him. Why don't you try to set him up a little trap or something?
I can do, ma'am.
Okay, what kind of trap are you going for?
I want to see if this thing has to stay within my range or if I can move out from it. I'd like to create an eldritch cannon. Once you create a cannon, it doesn't have to be within my range. I'm gonna make a flamethrower. Just like grab some parts from in the bag, slap them all together. Use the glove to like infuse it with fuel that'll combust when it comes into contact with the oxygen. And plop it. It's tiny, so I can just plop it like right next to the nest, and ideally have it be like motion censored, so that when the thing runs past, it'll just kick off and fire at it.
So you're gonna set up a flamethrower in the cooling vent.
Yes. Or alternatively, I can make a force one. Let's make a force one. That seems cleverer. It'll make a big boom.
For a forced one that will break the vents as opposed to a flame one that'll just burn up all of the oxygen in the air in the vents. Neither one of those are really good options, Liam.
Well, let me have a look at all the
I mean,
other.
flamethrower may also do some significant difference damage too.
I mean, I was expecting you just like hook up.
Crawl around.
I was expecting you just like hook up the vent that you've just stuck your head up, so that when any weight is put on it, it falls, or you know. Flamethrower is a little step above.
Let's do that. I want to do my cool eldritch cannon thing, but that can wait. Let's do that.
Okay.
You rig it so that when the guy walks over his nest, the bottom falls out.
Okay. That you can do for sure.
Can
Basically,
I
just
grab
like
my spanner while I'm gonna call it Annalise. Can I grab Annalise while I'm there?
you can grab Annalise. And yeah, Orson. Give me a perception check, please.
18.
Okay, so you are the first person to hear any indication of this thing. You're kind of in the vent over the vent over the cockpit. Sorry, and you just hear like a tung 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 tung.
And how far away is it? Is like the cooling duct on the other side? Of the
Yeah,
ship,
it's right at the back.
Sure. Does this like lead back out into like the common room or bedrooms or behind basically the cockpit? Okay, so he is gonna like. Oh god, is he taken off yet? Are we flying?
Yeah, you're flying.
He can leave this for like
a
a minute or two, right?
Yeah.
Without us dying. Okay. He is gonna like hone in on where the noise is and then try track it into the next room.
Okay.
And just like whoever's there.
Yeah.
I don't know, Kira, Demi, or something. He is just like gonna hold his hand up and then like to his lips and then like point at like the vent, and he's gonna try and bring
As
attention to
you
it
run
quietly.
into the common room, the door opens, but it doesn't squeak. The door to the common room always used to squeak. As like one of the kind of boltings was off, but it doesn't squeak anymore. And you can hear it going like tung 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 tung, and then it stops when it gets to a junction, and you hear like some swishing around, and then tung 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 down one of the little bits of the junction over the med bay.
Okay.
Kind of follow it through there. It continues, and then eventually after.
Can we say that Demi was in the common room trying to see if there were any lollies that got...
Sure. You can make me an investigation check.
Okay, just so that, you know, it's not Orson by himself. Fifth, 14 for Lolly.
Okay,
13.
there is a lolly still in its wrapper.
Okay.
It's
She's gonna put
pineapple
it.
flavor.
Ugh, she's gonna put it in. Put it in the thing, and whenever Orson comes in and like points, does she hear the tunking?
Yeah.
Okay. She'll go with him.
Okay. What's Guts doing at this point?
Oh, not much. Not much at all. Just kind of walking around, seeing how things are, keeping to myself.
Are you in the med
Making
bay or are
sure
you in your quarters?
I would probably be in the med bay. I see no reason why not to, waiting for someone to come.
Sure. So then you would hear the others running into the room and also the tung 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 above.
So I hear them running into a room above me.
No, you hear
We're coming into
Orson,
the room,
yeah.
but the noise is above you.
Orson and Dimmy coming in, but the noise is in the vent above you.
Can I try and leap and try and shut him up before he shouts at us
Yeah.
by putting his hand over his mouth? Yeah. And so I have hand over mouth and I'm just like and then like pointing up and then maybe you'll hone in on the dunk 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 dunk.
So the tung 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 stops, and you watch as a small piece of string is lowered from the vents, and there's a little tiny kind of almost like a fish hook on one end, and it's like lowering very slowly towards a packet of painkillers on the side.
Can I know if this grill will come away? Or is
It will.
screwed in, or is
It's
it been opened?
yeah, it's screwed in.
So I can either scare it to make it move on. I can't grab at it, or we do nothing.
You said the vent doesn't open on this
No.
one? Okay.
It's
Like
not
none of the
unscrewed,
the vents all have like 4 bolts.
Yeah, but you
just-
said some of them have been missing because this guy's been coming out.
Yeah.
Like in the common room.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
wanted
this
to
is-
check
this
if
isn't
I
one
could
of them.
quickly flick it open and
You
grab
would have
it.
had to have gotten down into like Demi's room because you can't like drink half of or 2/3
He's got
of
a real log straw, all right.
Yeah, no, he's been coming out. Like he hasn't stayed in the vent the whole time.
But not here. It just I can't get at him. So the only other thing is to scare him off or to wait.
Yeah, Demi's gonna go over like nonchalantly towards like where like the string is, but she's gonna pretend like she doesn't see it and just go like extra loud, like, Doc, do you have any more of those lollies?
You see very quickly behind Demi the string being pulled up.
Make a performance check or deception.
What do you mean? That was like Meryl Streep level performance.
And then you because you're all focusing on it, I won't make you roll, but you hear like tiptoeing, like trying to be real quiet, like as it moves on.
And we continue to try and follow it back to its nest and potentially
Yeah.
trap.
Can I say in like again the over the top dramatic I just worry, Doc, whoever it is that's here in the ship with us seems to be hungry because they're taking our food and your lollies. If they're just hungry and cold, maybe they should just, come out and say hi so we can take care of them and become friends.
Okay.
By the time you finish that, it's already hit the trap.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So eventually,
But
H.
good shout. Nice try.
I tried.
Eventually, H. You begin to hear the tung 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 as it's running up the way towards your trap,
Oh, you now, you little bastard.
and everyone else kind of comes sneaking in, and step, and then just there's this crash as the grate just comes crashing down, like bounces off a box and lands, and after that comes a very small creature that lands like headfirst on the box and then like spirals off backwards, like that one scene in John Wick 3 where he gets thrown off the building. and it lands on its back, staring up at all of you, kind of standing over it. It's one of the Thrix mechanics from back on Zuva Station who was working on your ship.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Isn't this
one
one
of-
of your Kay's friend? One of your friends?
yeah,
She'll say to Orson.
yeah, one of Katrina's employees.
Were they like little lizard people? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
so they've got the heads. They're what I sent in the chat. That was the reason I was trying.
Yeah. The sort of descriptor.
Yeah,
People.
so the little like gecko dudes. They're about 3 feet tall. Very like dense, kind of rectangular bodies. Like 3 fingers and toes each, and little stubby tails. And this one's wearing a navy blue jumpsuit. And his eyes are all bloodshot, and he's kind of like panting like a thirsty dog.
So at Demi saying, "Isn't that one of your friends or something?" Orson's just gonna like look at her and then look down to this creature on the ground and goes, "So how you doing?" Do I know from Kay that they can understand her shouting at them?
Yeah,
But they don't
just
speak back,
they
or
just
don't
don't have the
Yeah.
mechanics in place to be able to form
Sure.
the common words.
Language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I know how to write?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Note, universal communicators next to my list of things to make.
Okay. I'm just gonna take that as great. Don't think I didn't notice that work on the door, by the way. That was real good. And he kind of like helps it up.
Yeah, it will like take your hand, let you lift it up, kind of dust itself down. Gives you a nod.
He kind of looks around at all the grown-ups here. You're gonna have to go see the captain, right?
Blinks again. Kind of gives you like puppy dog eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
All our stuff's up there.
Was this an accident? Did you mean to come with us?
Shakes his head.
Okay, let me try that again. Did you do this on purpose?
Shakes his head.
So it was an accident.
Nods.
Right. So we'll just get him back to Kay whenever we can, right?
I think so. But Kira's gonna probably want to have a short conversation with him.
Yeah, sure. He just needs to stay out of my booze. That's all. She kind of like gives him a stink eye.
If you want to borrow our things, ask us first.
Nods.
Thank you.
As far as I'm aware, and I haven't been back to my room, nothing of mine has been touched. So he's gonna keep being real friendly to this creature.
Yeah.
So tell you what, you come with me. We'll get this all straightened out.
Like reaches up to take your hand.
Yeah, and he will walk off down the corridor with this tiny lizard creature holding its hand.
It's like pitter patter, like kind of running to keep up a little bit. Not that you're walking fast, but it's got tiny little legs that don't really have very effective knees.
H takes all the stuff that you took out of the vent and then begins putting all the like pieces back together.
Yeah, sure.
I'm now picturing him like with the Ewok waddle.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, Kira, where would you be? I mentioned. Yeah. So you've probably just heard like a fair amount of commotion, and then a rap at your door.
Enter.
It makes a sci-fi sliding door noise or whatever, and I will step in.
Yeah. It's
My
like
friend.
kind of standing behind Orson, like hands kind of clasped over its stomach, like looking at its little toes.
Did you know those assholes counted every single ration pack we have on board? Just to make sure we weren't lying to them?
Well, that is some fastidious bureaucracy. Feel like we should mess with them a little bit next time. But,
Alvin's compliance.
Perhaps when we're not
yeah.
carrying.
Yeah, he
cargo.
nods. You don't have to finish the sentence. Yeah. He's already nodding. Yeah. Found the sixth member of our crew.
I didn't realize we were hiring, but please introduce me.
So he steps to one side, like, swiftly, so this thing can't, like, follow him, hiding behind him. I mean, as far as I understand, this is, Wark! With, like, 5 A's?
Shakes his head.
No? 4 A's? 3 A's?
Kind of like scuffs its foot and shrugs.
Put it down with, you know, some amount of A's, however many you want to put down on form. And he's
not
mostly
paying
joking. He's one of Katrina's. The Thrix. Mechanics. I think this little fella got lost. And, you know, continued to be lost for several days.
Are we sure?
I mean, Demi believed him.
It nods.
Yeah.
How well do you know your friend?
Can I insight?
Yeah, sure.
All of its continued behavior?
Yeah.
This dice has been doing me well. It's still doing me well. That's 21.
Yeah, you don't get the impression this is a malicious creature. You think it seems to be a little bit foolish.
Sure.
And, you know, probably just got lost or stuck or something like that. And is genuinely here on it by accident.
Yeah. Pretty sure. These Thrix, they're, you know, good at fixing things, not so good at lying. And I mean, Katrina trusts them. That's pretty much good enough for me.
Alright, I mean, I guess they'd make piss poor spies anyway.
Yeah. I fixed the door, the common room.
It was squeaking for ages.
Yeah. Sure, it's maybe fixed a few more things, but he
Still
kind
not
of like
getting
leans
cut.
down. Sorry.
Still not getting a cut.
Sure. Do you well, you don't have much choice. If you hang around with us, we'll get back to Tuva sometime. If you maybe give the captain back her bedding, she might look a little bit more favorably on you.
You can keep it. I think we've got some spares around.
Huh.
It's you're more than welcome to keep it.
That is very generous of you.
Gives a little chirp.
Should probably send a message off to your friend and let her know that we did not kidnap one of her workers.
I'm not entirely sure of their relationship, but I can send a message. We'll go with worker. Do you want to carry on living in the cooling vent?
Shakes its head.
No. We might have a space for you.
Yeah, I think one of the bunks on the end, one of the smaller ones. I think we're just using it for storage right now.
Right. So, if you want to see yourself situated there, the vents will probably work a whole lot better. If you want to maybe not eat every lollipop, because Demi really kind of likes them. And he kind of like does like his best impression of big, burly Demi just like, "Urgh."
Eyes go a little wide. And it, like, reaches into its jumpsuit and pulls out, like, one lollipop that's still in its wrapper and kind of, like, looks at it.
Tell you what, that's not pineapple, is it? I don't think
Shakes
she
his
likes
head.
pineapple. Why don't you gift that to a peace offering?
Nods.
Um,
And then, like, holds it out in front of it like the Olympic torch. And it's just
Yeah.
gonna, like, turn and begin pattering down the hallway.
just 1 second. He just like holds onto its head for a moment, so it's still just sort of skittering. And he just, Cap, you want anything else?
No, I'm good. I gotta go get that bedding and
Sure. Okay. And he just like gently releases it, and it has built up momentum,
Yeah.
like a
Just goes
Ghibli
flying
cartoon
for-
or
yeah.
something.
Like, bumps into the walls as it goes. Like, ping, 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 ping. Yeah, so
Hey, hey, H.
Yes, Demi?
You ain't mad at me or nothing, are you?
Why would I be mad at you?
Well,
She
you know,
says,
for
Bannering.
stuff that happened in Sven's bar, it's not exactly something you're used to.
It frightened me, but it was interesting seeing women fight for a change. Women Pigusans aren't allowed in the army. Exclusively a male club. We're too busy running the country.
Well, I don't know about. She kind of like gets a little uncomfortable when you mentioned army, but kind of like shrugs the shoulder. Well, you know, just picked up a thing here or there, but kind of let my anger get the best of me. I'm gonna make sure you were okay.
You've spoken to the captain about this, yes?
Yeah.
Well, then everything will be sorted. There's a reason this glove has a fire setting.
Right. Yeah, I remember that one guy went up rather nice. But sorry for putting you in that situation. That is kind of what I'm supposed to keep everyone out of.
We all make mistakes.
She kind of gives you like a little nod and is like, right, well, do you need my help or anything? Or she kind of like looks around like the mess in like the whatever chamber this is. It's like very mechanical, and Demi looks slightly uncomfortable by by everything.
You could probably take the captain's bedding back to her quarters.
She kind of like looks down at it, and it like looks like well slept in.
yeah.
And she's all like, I don't think she'd want that back, at least not in that state.
Probably a good idea to wash it first.
You
Do I have
hear
prestidigitation? Because that would be such a good spell to have right now. Bollocks! Oh well.
you hear like the slap 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 of little lizard feet on the corridor. And the thing like bursts in, like runs up to you and just thrusts a red lollipop at you.
Like Demi's eyes go wide. Does he bring it to Demi, or does he bring it to H? Does he know which one is which?
Yeah, he knows based on Orson's miming.
yes.
And Demi will, eyes wide, will pick up the lolly and go, is this for me?
Nods.
Is this the last one?
Nods.
And she kind of like visibly kind of like hard soften or whatever, and just hands it back to him. It's like, thanks, but you can keep it.
Tries to give it to you again.
Nah, no, I mean, it's okay. You can have it.
Shakes his head.
And she'll like take it from him and then try to give it back to him.
He's like, he'll like take it automatically, and then like look at it for a second, and then hold it out to you.
No, it's okay. You can have it. I
Ace
promise.
just like interlocks her fingers and like rests her chin on her fingers. Watches the Laurel and Hardy routine take place.
It will.
I'm good.
It pulls
I'm
off
good.
the wrapper, has a lick, and then offers it to you.
She'll take it, give it a lick, and then hand it back. Now you keep it.
It nods, and then it'll like open its massive mouth and just put the whole thing in. And then it goes and like scoops up the bedding in its tiny little arms and begins waddling off with it, but it can't see and it keeps tripping. And it's going to take it to its assigned quarters.
Demi will head back to her own.
Yeah. You just see it like every few steps, just like steps on a piece of thing and just falls face first onto the onto the
In my
bedding
brain,
and then
it's
like gets
pat,
up.
pat, pat, flop.
Yeah,
Pat, 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 flop.
literally. And then it gets to its room, like puts the bedding down, jumps to press the button to open the door, and then scoops up the bedding and runs inside.
Demi goes to her quarters in the back of the ship.
All right. And I think we'll take off break there if everyone's cool with it.
Sounds fine by me.
Cool. All right. I'll be back shortly.
BRB.
Now that Rob has said, or now that Jada said that Demi can't have a puppy on the ship, she wants a puppy.
Importantly, it's a space puppy.
Mm-hmm. Only if it looks like Ginger and has like ears, like, the size of the face.
That's what the space puppies use for like guidance in 0G.
Echolocation. Who's your
Well,
good girl?
I was thinking of flapping, but maybe they can do both.
No. Ginger's got some big old bat ears. Because she's a Swedish. Kenny calls her a little goblin. She does got show a little goblin ears.
What's I was gonna call the little lizard fella?
Mm-hmm. Ow! Ow! You're biting me. Be sweet. She lost one of her puppy teeth yesterday.
Yeah. Come as a bit of a surprise, or
It was for me because she was sitting there like chomping, and like I just hear like this crunching sound because she was like trying to chew on it, which is like really disconcerting. Because I like pulled it out of her, like I was like, "What do you have?" I like pulled it out of her mouth and like saw a tooth in my hand and was like, "Oh wait, that just fell out." Because I thought I like pulled it out of her. And I was like, "Ah!" But no, it was a puppy tooth.
Whatever. You're just pulling teeth out of the dog.
Just a little sweetheart, though. Do you want out? You don't want to be with mommy? Okay.
5 minutes later,
Mm-hmm.
at the door again.
Mm-hmm.
Why is tomorrow Monday? Is that a puppy I heard?
That's Kaylee making noise.
I also thought it was a dog. I was like, ah, dog one's back.
I know, right?
I think it was just Kaylee howling to pretend to be one of them.
Listen, you gotta howl sometimes, man. Howl at the moon.
She missed 2 days of school this week because she had a fever. She's finally feeling better. And now Pam is sick because she stayed with Pam for those 2 days.
Oh no. Nasty flu going around there.
This was just a virus. Thankfully, she got tested, but it was just a virus. So there is the flu going around, but she did not get it. Thankfully.
I'm almost back. I'm just making some coffee.
Okie doke.
Hello.
Hey, Andrew's not back yet. Other people
I
may
mean,
end up
I'm
with that.
technically back. I'm just waiting for my coffee to finish. So once it's done, I'll have to go grab it.
Sure, sure. We can wait. Always gonna have a cute NPC in my games, otherwise what's the point?
And just one is adorable.
If you're dislike of Dragonborn, there's an unusual amount of lizards taking place. Cute NPCs, but
Lizards are cute. Dragonborn are cunts.
I feel like you just had some bad experiences with Dragonborn, and if you got to know them, like,
I don't know, I just... I hate them.
Hello, my name is Prince Bahamut. That's a flashback and a half.
it is.
Definitely hate them much, much less than I hate gnomes.
Good.
I don't think I've ever played a gnome.
Don't.
Now I want to play them though. Is the issue that we've now come across.
Okay, well, as long as you don't play one in one of my games, we're fine.
Space Gnome.
I'm just gonna
Space now.
self-create an entire society of gnomes in your game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create a gnome, but it's just gonna be like two gnomes standing on top of each other, so he looks human.
Trench coat.
What did I say?
No, I was saying, like, in a trench coat.
Oh, did I not clarify that?
No, you said something
Oh
on
no,
top of each
it's
other.
like they're just two gnomes standing on top of each other
Yeah.
with no like hiding, and nobody realizes. No, that's just a really weird growth. That's not a second face.
Hey, does Harold have like two faces?
What? No, shut up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I've always liked the lower face. It's always been kinder. That
So
upper
they're gonna have
face
to
could
grab
go
the carrot and
screw.
have just the top face talk.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Just like shouting comes like, oh, Harold's arguing with himself again.
Yawn. Right, so can't take Demi to a bar. Can't take Demi to anything bureaucratic.
Take it to the lollipop store.
She'll find a
I
reason
don't know
to get
what you
angry.
mean. I behaved myself pretty well considering they had no business doing any of that. I was very, very well behaved. I didn't kill the lizard person that put our lives at risk.
But the thought was there. That's what matters.
It feels like you're asking for, a pat on the back for something that maybe should be,
I mean,
forgiven.
I was never going to murder the tiny lizard person if it had been like, because that's like murdering a child.
Well, it's not
Should
though. 'Cause
murder
he could be.
a child.
That's the interesting thing is he could be a fully grown person, and we just treat him like a child because he's small.
Which is
But he's actually just a fully grown creature.
horrible of us. Horrible of all of you guys.
He's
But,
438 years old.
I haven't treated him like a.
Hey, the
crap.
dude has been
He's
stealing
grown up.
across the ship and fell out of a vent after we'd, threatened him and stuff, and I just treated him chill and nice and
You
got him
didn't
all
threaten him.
situated.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody threatened nothing.
I think you were being threatening was more my point. Like,
No. Don't think I ever was.
You're just a big scary lady.
Yeah. Because she was all like, he needs to come out and, like, get help and blah, 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 blah.
oh right, and you're saying that with honesty now and not a performance?
I mean, if he had come out then and she would have seen, like, the cute little adorable lizard person, she probably wouldn't have punched him in the face. But,
The fact that that's a probably, when for everyone else that would be, more than a probably.
She had to assess the threat first. And when she assessed that he was not a threat, she calmed the fuck down.
So you've assessed that he's not a threat.
But she did not threaten him.
No, she didn't.
Ever. So
She's been perfectly delightful.
Take that threatening.
Right, the guy got hit in the head by a trap and then tumbled into a corridor, and he's about a quarter of the size of any of us, and we all stood around in a corridor and looked at him like.
You were there too. I had nothing to do with the trap.
It's all about vibes, man. I can taste the vibes.
We can taste the vibes.
Yep, it's canon.
Yeah. About that.
Do we have an Andrew back?
We do!
Woohoo!
Hey! The victory for all people.
It is indeed. So, you continue on for several days. You finally escape like civilized space and are out in the frontier. Not that it seems any different.
At some point, Demi would have had her "You ain't mad at me, are ya?" conversation with like everybody. But we don't have to role play that unless y'all want to.
Unless someone says yes.
Yeah, but she's gonna kind of do like the whole like sheepish, I'm sorry, type thing. I think with Orson she might try and play it off as just trying to come and play cards with him, and then eventually throw out the "Hey, you ain't mad, right?"
Also, I definitely have something to say because I'm playing someone who wants to say something in every situation. So, he'll throw down the hand of cards, the winning hand probably, and look up and go. You plan on doing it every joint we go drink it?
Have I done it at all of the other ones?
No, but I'm just asking from this point. Is that what you plan on doing?
I'm just saying, like, I had a blip, and I'm apologizing for it. And I think up until this point, I've comported myself rather nicely, and I'm apologizing for it. So I don't need to tell you that it's not going to happen again, because it's not as though I've made a habit of it.
This apology is kind of going a bit backwards. I was just wanted to be aware.
No, I mean,
because there's a few joints that I like a lot more than that one. So,
that one, didn't have most of the other ones didn't have people that were, holding a gun on the captain and calling her names.
He takes a quick mental check. How many times have people pulled guns on the captain and called their names in his experience?
I mean,
is it more than a few?
I would say probably a few,
Because every time this has been brought up, Kira's been like, no, I probably deserve that. So I imagine it's not the first time.
No.
So he kind of there's a moment where his eyes kind of go back a little bit, and as he's thinking through this list, we go, just know that happens more than you might think it would. The whole names and the guns thing. And it doesn't always have to end in everybody's happy hour.
Sure, and I like to think, it's happened before, and I managed to keep my cool. This time, I did not managed to, because, you know, most fellas don't respond with fisticuffs with shotgun blasts, and I do admit that I kind of I responded in kind to the treatment that I was given, and I know that it put everyone else in danger, and that is what I'm here not to do. And I'm just trying to say sorry. And when I say it won't happen again, that means it won't happen again.
Austin kind of like leans back, like, all right then. And just so you know, as he like deals out a few more cards for the next round, I wasn't ever in danger.
She kind of gives him a, like, she would normally glare, but she knows that you can handle yourself, and she kind of gives him a little nod.
Sure, that wasn't like reprimanding. That was more just teasing.
You know what I meant.
Honestly, I'm surprised H is still going.
What you mean?
She wandered into, from what I hear, she wandered into that bar on Zuva and just, you know, made some friends pretty quickly. I think she needs to be a bit more careful about that whole princess stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she gets. Some people might take that as a challenge, but that's what she's
Yeah,
got me for.
or a payroll.
Mm.
Good head on her shoulders when it comes to the ship, and it like knocks against some metal or something, one of the walls, but sometimes, well,
She ain't got no street sense.
yeah, yeah.
And Demi will nod in agreement.
I have to be that for her.
Mm-hmm. But you ain't mad. We're good.
Oh, I'm good. You
Yeah.
you checked it past the captain, and you checked it past Guts. He gets a little. He kind of like rolls his eyes a little bit.
Might have been saving him for last.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you trying to keep them all safe. And he kind of like relaxes back in his chair a bit and like locks eyes with you when he says that. Like he means it.
Yeah.
Just,
She matches and nods.
as I told the cap, though, you know, a trail like that, bloody trail like that, people sometimes follow that.
Well, we weren't no cameras or security recordings, and Cap never said her name. Sven never said her name. So it'll just be someone Sven said he knew.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the blowback won't be too bad.
Just keep an eye out. A lot of people got away. A lot of people saw us.
I will. Good thing about them all running out and leaving is that maybe they didn't notice what ship we came in on.
I severely hoping that's true. Because I quite like the way the gypsy looks right now. I'm not sure how partial Kira is to a paint job. He kind of shrugs, throws down another hand of cards.
God damn it, you just had one of those. How did you get that one again? I'm shuffling next time.
He holds his hands up. Like, scene?
Yeah. Demi grumbles. And yeah, like I said, she was saving guts for last. So she kind of does like the whole hey Doc, you ain't mad at me or nothing, are you? I'm real sorry about what happened at the bar.
Oh no, you know, super fine. Definitely not hiding any emotions or anything. Nope.
Yeah. You know, I didn't mean to cause you any distress.
Oh no, definitely didn't bring up any horrible memories. Nope. I'm fine.
Hey Doc, you mean you need someone to talk to? I kind of would I would understand, because about the whole bottling it up, it ain't good.
Yes, yes, very bad. Ding! And you hear his tea done. Very bad.
It she kind of like hesitates a bit to, like, you know, he's all like, oh, he's fine. Like, oh, well, then I'm fine. I can just wash my hands and leave. But there's like a part of her that's kind of like like recognizing, oh, like a little bit of like PTSD in the dock, and she's gonna like kind of close the door like behind her and kind of like sit across from him, and she's gonna like get like real serious and kind of like look at him, and it's just like, I know it ain't good to bottle up them kind of things, because you know you'll find yourself losing control at opportune moments, like, you know, when you're in the middle of a bar fight and someone's shooting at you and someone's got their hands around the neck of one of your friends. You might do something that you don't mean to, like breaking a neck.
Well, maybe that general shouldn't have said that, but
Demi kind of like nods at him. This is like, yeah, it can get bad sometimes. I'm sorry. But if you ever need to let a little bit of it out, you know, lance the humors or whatever it is they call it, you can come talk to me. I won't tell anybody else.
I appreciate that.
She kind of gets up and gives him a salute, and then like turns on her heels and leaves.
And so your journey continues in relative peace. Are you going to be sending some kind of communication to Katrina?
Sure. I was also going to say, because I said I would look out for chatter in any way that I could. Can I make some sort of like systems roll for rumors?
Yes.
Chatters or
yes,
something?
absolutely.
Do you want to do that before or after I just send a quick message to Katrina?
Fuck it. Let's do it afterwards.
Okay, cool. He'll buzz into Zuva Station through however many relays it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Is it like more leave a message and they'll get back to you, or is it like a live feed
No,
thing?
you can do a live feed. Obviously, if
Okay.
they're not there to take the call.
So probably, I don't know, sometime relatively late at night, where he's like all relaxed, reclining back, and his feet are probably like up on the console or something, or the boots or whatever, and he'll flick a switch, Hey Kay, you up?
There's like a kind of brief silence, and then you hear, "Oh, I am now."
Sorry, it gets the tone gets real weird.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, how you doing?
Not too bad, actually. Pretty smooth.
Oh.
There was like an incident with some tea, and there was a check, which went pretty well.
I got no right.
Um, hey, there's like a grimace or something in the dark. And we found something.
Oh yeah?
A little helper of yours had helped
God
himself.
damn it.
Theirself? Themselves?
Himself.
Himself. Cool.
Oh, yeah, well, we knew he was missing, but, I mean, these guys often just run off for a few days, so we weren't worried yet, but, well, good to know he's, not going anywhere dangerous. Rubs her head.
Yeah, sure. We're just running a few jobs in the frontier.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, don't let him off the ship. Please, feed him up. Make sure
Sure.
he's looked after.
I mean, he's been looking after himself a little bit. He got into the docks lollies.
Yeah. Those little guys love sugar, but gives them a mean hangover, so...
No wonder we didn't notice him till now. He's probably been catatonic for a few days.
Yeah.
That was a lot of lollies.
Yeah.
Demi's pretty pissed about it, but I think they're all coming around.
Yeah. Well, I called him Penfold. Never can figure out his real name.
Oh, I thought it was like Wark.
Oh,
With,
it's
like,
something
5
like
A's,
that, but...
But he didn't seem happy with 5 A's. I don't know if they have A's in their language. I don't.
He goes by Penfold. They all have nicknames.
Penfold. Done some good work. Fixed a few things up.
Yeah. Good to hear. Those little Thrix guys are... Well, they're good, even if they do, have a tendency to fall asleep and forget where they are.
I mean, living the life.
She kind of chuckles a little bit. Everything else okay, though?
They've probably known each other a reasonable amount of time, and he's okay at bluffing. But I imagine she knows that there's something going on, but he's not going to say it over color.
Yeah.
So, he's just like, yeah, not too bad. 1 or 2 hiccups.
What is this?
But, yeah, always is. We're probably not going to be around Zuva for a couple of weeks.
Well, you can show up whenever you like, as long as you bring those steaks.
I will see what I can pick up. If we stop by somewhere here on the frontier that sells some good, honest food, I will think of you.
Please do.
Always.
You too. Well, I'm gonna get back to sleep. If I
Sure.
can. She kind of laughs.
Yeah, I'll see if H can set something up. Zuva time.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Sleep well. Don't work too hard.
See you, Orson.
And he'll like flick the comm switch or something. And then I think he'll just like put on the radio chatter type thing for the sector, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know, just kind of
give me a
relax.
systems roll.
Cool. Sweet Jesus, that is a crit.
All right. So you do hear like some kind of space trucker talk about Sven's bar, the investigation going on there, but it doesn't sound like the authorities are getting anywhere, and no one particularly cares because it's out in the middle of nowhere. So you reckon you'll be all right? You know, they say pretty much everything you know. You know, no surveillance, no survivors, staying put.
Okay.
Seems like a bar brawl, and the police aren't really interested in investigating.
Well, that will be a relief. He'll, he'll relax for a bit, finish off whatever bottle, whatever last of the evidence of Sven's bar he has, and go to sleep with a clear head, clear conscience, whatever.
And a few days later, you guys finally make it to Vinter. It's like a very green, very ocean-covered planet. Like, sort of looks like Earth from far away, except like you can see like evidence of pretty big storms. And in fact, the scanner kind of comes up with a load of data. Breathable atmosphere, tropical biomes, pretty high average temperature, but a red storm warning, and a low population. So you're pretty certain this is the right place. Seems to be a kind of like rainforest type planet. And as you kind of begin to approach, you can see like the whole place just seems to be covered in trees. You can't really see any like big cities or built up areas. But you can follow your kind of coordinates to the far side of the planet. Begin making your descent. Anything you would like to do on the way down?
Just say that, especially to Kira, I will say that there was nothing
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
over the chatter about the bar over the past whatever many days. But where does the beacon have us laying down? Like a clearing, or does it just look like
So,
jungle?
I mean, I was giving you the opportunity to do something before you got close enough
Okay,
to really see.
right.
So if there's anything you guys want to do on approach, you can do that now, or we can just go to
Sure.
a bit closer. Anyone? No? Okay.
Okay. Make sure everyone's prepped up.
What?
Yeah. No, you missed your chance.
Okay, we all
Oh,
die.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no worries. Is there anything, like, you guys are kind of entering the atmosphere, coming down, is there anything you guys would like to do before you arrive?
Just make sure weapons are ready and everybody knows that, just go on this clean and quick.
Is that storm anywhere near the warehouse we're supposed to be going for the meetup?
The storm isn't directly over it, but you can, it's definitely, like, impacted by it. Like, the landing's pretty difficult, and the trees are, like, blowing and shaking. As you get closer...
Like, are we gonna get like stuck?
Probs not, as long as you're quick.
Okay.
Okay. As you get close, you can see you're kind of approaching this big warehouse, and you can see what looks to be something of a firefight going on. Like, you can see some like gunfire and lasers like flying around, and there's a emergency comms hailing frequency open that opens, or requests to open in the cockpit.
I imagine don't know where other people are strapped up or something, but he's obviously in the cockpit,
Yeah.
like struggling with this storm to an extent. Kept patching you in. Someone wants to talk, and he'll put it through. Unless she says otherwise,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, go ahead, put it through.
Yeah, and you hear a gruff man's voice, and he sounds pretty like on edge, I would say. And he goes, "Gypsy, Gypsy, is this the Gypsy?"
The Osiris Gypsy.
You guys here with the shipment?
Yeah, we got the antibiotics.
Yeah, well, get your asses down here. We're pinned down.
How hot is that landing zone?
You should be alright on landing, but it's on the far side. We need help.
What is it? Is it the storm or the firefight?
Storm. Firefight.
Yeah,
The other one.
got paid to deliver, and then we're out of here. So.
Yeah, well, if you want the other half of your cash, you better help us. Because otherwise I'm not going to be able to authorize the payment.
Alright.
And he's like, and he just says, "Make your way into the warehouse as soon as you land. Keep your heads down." And then the line goes dead. Dan, make me a piloting check. With disadvantage.
Oh, with disadvantage? I literally just rolled a crit on the same dice. And
Still
it would have been twice that he'd landed or piloted with a crit. Piloting... 15.
Okay.
Sad times.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
The storm buffets you about a bit, and kind of when you're 2 feet off the ground, you get hit by this big gust, and you have to compensate because you're kind of pushed partially off the landing area. But finally, you're able to get it down with some nifty tricks, and kind of I imagine you turn into the wind and go forward rather than try and push sideways, something like that. And it lands, and you guys step out, or can step out into the pretty heavy wind. You see, you're kind of in this large kind of cleared section, and the warehouse is real big and old looking. Lots of rusty metal panels that are kind of been stapled in place. Some that are lying on the ground around you, and the whole thing is whistling and groaning under the strain of the wind.
Alright, everybody into the warehouse. And let's make this quick.
All right, doors open.
We-
Are you guys running in?
We getting involved in this, Captain?
We want our money, we do. And this ain't no time for diplomacy.
All right, ma'am. Denny's
She's
going
got,
to have.
a sick smile on her face almost. At the prospect of another fight.
What's the area that we're coming into like?
So it's a clearing, old, cleared section, very old, battered-looking warehouse, as I described.
Where's the fire? The firefight
it's
coming?
on the other side of the warehouse that you guys landed on.
So they expect us to drop everything off and then come help them on the other side?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, Captain. Well, if this is just a fancy way of getting us not to pay us.
I come in a bit late, having put it down or something, and they're in the hangar. I imagine wind whistling around, and goes. I imagine we're all shouting a little bit with the storm. I could go check it out.
And I think
Back
we
real
should
quick.
also be back real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There I'm back.
maybe get the medicine ready. And he's gonna like go down the loading bay like door onto the ground, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna like full on monk speed.
For sure.
And when he like has broke vision, gone into the shadow of the warehouse, I'm gonna probably hit up a pass without a trace.
All
It's
right.
just like he's going and he's focusing, concentrating, breathing like slows, and then like the shadows start to like cling and warp and around, and I just want to get eye line on the fight,
Yeah.
what the sides are like, and who they're fighting.
Yeah.
Like
So
whether we want to get involved
you run in.
and stealthing.
Give me a quick stealth check, please. Yeah.
Will do. 15 plus 4 for 19 plus 10 for 29.
Damn. Yeah, so you see that the warehouse is basically full of crates, and then like up higher are some like hammocks and kind of sleeping areas. You see there's a kind of computer section with a guy like clutching a shoulder wound at it, like, and he's got like a gun next to the microphone kind of speaker that's on the desk. You reckon that's probably the guy that spoke to you, and you see like at the front, there's like loads of guys kind of standing, like 5 or 6 guys like standing with their backs kind of turning around like to shoot through the doors and windows on the front side. You kind of like climb up and get yourself an angle where you can see out, and you see like there's 5 enemies outside. These kind of bandits wearing shirts made of this like scaled kind of strange hide, and they've got like red kind of spray painted balaclavas on their heads, and they are riding what appear to be like slightly larger velociraptors, like orange and greenish, kind of dappled against the to camouflage against the forest, and they're kind of running out of the tree line, like rifles in one hand, like reins in the other, just firing at the warehouse.
Okay, so not the authorities, which is his concern, to some extent. You said they look like bandits, but in scale stuff. Is it kind of natives to this planet?
They
think?
don't seem like
Or-
natives necessarily. They don't have a grey handling on the raptors.
Okay.
But they definitely seem like bandits who know what they're doing.
Sure. So then he will slip back again, and as he like comes out of the shadow of the warehouse and round the corner back into sight, like I imagine almost like the wind, kind of like it looks for a moment, if like people blink, like the wind has like stripped the darkness from him as he comes like pulling out
Oh, that's cool.
of the shadow, and he'll like basically like jog up into the ship again, and sort of like lean into Captain like they've maybe done this sometime before. Looks like your friend's upstairs and he's hurt. There's another 5 or 6 of his guys holding the door on the other side, and then we've got about similar number, 5 or 6 bandits riding. I don't know if he's ever seen velociraptors before. Giant like lizard beast creature things. With pretty hefty rifles. They look organized, but not authority. And not native neither.
If we want our money, we gotta change the odds of this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, heading down the ramp.
Yeah, he'll be heading after you.
All right.
Jimmy's bringing her bolt rifle, which is her sniper rifle. So the moment she has line of sight, she's gonna tuck up into something, tuck up into cover,
Sure.
and it's gonna start shooting.
For sure. So are you gonna go like close to the door, or are you gonna go like in the warehouse, like a bit further away?
For me,
Yeah.
basically gonna set up on a perch somewhere in the warehouse.
Sounds good. Okay.
Start sniping.
So yeah, you guys all kind of run in. You can see like two of the guys defending the door have gone down. And as you guys like enter, are you all like running in the same direction? Are you all kind of splitting up?
I've got range, so can I start shooting while everyone else is getting in position?
Yeah, well, it depends. Like, do you want to go upstairs or do you want to stay downstairs and just shoot through?
Whatever gives me the best clearance. I can't get up too high if they're down low and riding velociraptors. But if it's a big warehouse, I'm kind of imagining that there's a big opening that I can see.
Yeah, you can see through the windows and the door, but
yeah,
the bandits are shooting through there as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
Sure.
like, I want a spot where I can see them shooting in to the guys here.
Sounds good.
And I have a range, so I'm gonna use it
All
to
right.
get into position and start shooting before the others have it. Like trying to provide some cover
Sounds
fire
good.
while everyone else gets going.
Okay, you can take an attack then, and then we'll roll initiative.
Yeah. 1 attack or 2? Because I've got 2 attacks.
2 then.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, my dog goes crying. I gotta let her out.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't say sharpshooter, but I meant to. But I didn't say it. So
You can do
that
it on the second one.
That will be a 26 to hit.
Hits.
9 plus 5 for 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Is like Demi kind of like sets up on like a storage container or whatever, and she's got like the big bolt rifle and fires at one of the bandits, and it's like this big loud like whatever noise like the bolt rifle
Yeah.
makes. Yeah, the big choom.
And then there's like a thunk as you kind of cock it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like, you get him in the shoulder with like a proper through and through, and he like yells in muffled pain, and like his raptor kind of like rears back, but he keeps a hold of it, and like kind of begins trying to duck behind a tree. But you got another attack.
That one will be 19 on the dice plus.
Yeah,
This
that's it.
is
Sharpshooter.
yeah, sharpshooter. So this one is that's 2. That's an 11. So that's 13 plus 5 for 18 plus 10, 28.
28. Okay, yeah, you just oh, actually, he's still alive.
Ah! Okay, fine. It's another.
Yeah. So you just like catch him in like the kind of belly this time, and he just like the force of it just sends him like flying off his raptor, which like lets out this kind of yell and like dashes off into the forest, and he's like lying on the ground like clutching his belly. Kind of out of the action, you think, but still alive. Let's roll initiative.
22.
21.
Eight.
Oof.
Oof, big oof.
Could maybe offhand from this. Like, what's the distance on these guys from where Demi's set up?
From where you're set up,
Yeah.
about 60 feet.
I could offhand these guys. Okay, good to know.
Not like a bolt rifle's two-handed.
No, but she's got stuffs. But yeah, no, I'll keep the boat rifle. I guess I can't offhand. I thought she could switch with a thing, but okay.
Yeah. Andrew, initiative. See initiative, please.
Initiative is 16.
See?
15, I said
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
ages ago.
Okay. Kira, you're up first.
Can I run up and get into one of those doorways that was
Yeah,
previously
yeah. Absolutely. I'm starting initiative with you guys pretty much at the doorways.
Okay, so I'll kind of like roll like that person like out of my way or whatever, and kind of like slam my shoulder into the door and roll out and pop a shot off
Sounds good.
for 22 to hit.
22 hits. Are you aiming for a dude or a raptor?
Let's aim for a dude and do 5 points of damage.
5 points. Okay. Yeah, you just like fire off a round and just catches this dude in the thigh, and he has to like yell and squeeze, but manages to hold on.
I'll roll back into the doorway too.
Yeah, for sure.
Gives me some cover.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
H.
I'm gonna get up to where Dimmy is. There's 3 dudes, correct?
By dudes you mean
Bandits.
there's
Oh no, there's like 5 you said, right?
yeah, you can currently see 5, one of whom is lying on the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna run up like beside Dimmy where she is and be like, here we go again. Her glove lights up with flame, comes out, points at them, and 3 fireballs burst from her thing as she casts Scorching Ray. I'm gonna aim it at 3 separate dudes
Sounds good.
who are still standing on the Velociraptors. Or sitting on the Velociraptors.
Yeah.
19 on 1.
Hits.
That's higher than an 11, so that also hits. And that's also higher than them. So all 3 hit. I'll take.
Nice.
That is 8 on the first guy. 8 on the second guy. 4 on the third guy. Last one just kind of, I guess, must have just whiffed him.
Yeah, so you see these like big blasts of oily fire just like catch these guys, and they all yell in pain. But all of them manage to stay on their raptors. Though, like one of them you can see is kind of struggling a little bit to marshal his.
As a reminder, Liam, if you're within 5 feet of me, you can take the help or the dodge action as bonus action.
Oh!
Well, I mean, you described yourself as kind of setting up away from them, so.
Yeah, she said that she ran up to me. So
Yeah, I'm beside Dimmy.
Oh, okay.
In my brain.
Sure.
that's why I reminded.
Fair.
In which case, I'll do that.
884 down.
Thanks, buddy. I was
No worries.
trying to catch up on other things.
Yeah.
Fire, if that helps at all. Even
Yeah,
though that was
cheers.
obvious by the fact that she was tossing fire at people.
Do they have disadvantage for hanging onto their velociraptors because there's fire like up behind their heads?
No. Guts.
You said me, right?
I did.
All right. Kind of look around at the situation because I was kind of AFK when the situation started and I came back for initiation.
Yeah, sure. So there's 5 bandits riding velociraptors outside, one of whom
Got
has been sniped. He's still alive, but he's like lying there bleeding out, and his velociraptors run away. 3 of the dudes are on fire, and one of them has been shot by the captain.
the one that was
there
shot by
are-
the captain. He's not. He hasn't fallen off though. He's
No.
still coming, right?
There's also a few guys
Yeah,
from
there's
that are down.
yeah, there's 2 dudes dead on your side, and 2 dudes still alive, still shooting.
Okay.
Wasn't there someone
Um,
like, injured on our side, or is it just?
Yeah, boot. So
Thomas,
he's upstairs, like at the radio there.
Well,
Okay.
I am also going to shoot at the one that the captain did. That's not down yet, and that's going to be a miss. So I'm going to use my off, and that's going to be a miss.
What
All
weapons is Guts using out of interest?
right. it should be, uh, yeah, two little hand blasters.
Like the
You
laser
use.
pistols?
Yeah,
Or the D8s, the hand cannons.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, for sure. So you've got, sorry, I forgot to mention, yeah, everyone, if you could keep track of how many times you fired your weapon each combat, because you'll need to spend an action reloading when you run out of uses. So you've got 6 uses for each of those hand cannons. Dimmy, you've got 6 uses on your or 10 uses on your bolt rifle, and then it
Mhm.
needs reloading. And you can, like, if you're using 2 handguns, whatever, you can reload them both in the same action. You just need to spend an action doing it.
The machine pistol's also 6, right? Before reload.
Machine pistol's 25.
Oh, dang. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I never have to reload that. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Guts. Guts has just been Dimmy.
Dimmy. Dimmy is
He
going
didn't roll
to.
his damage.
No, he
Or-
missed both.
He
Not
missed.
hit. Missed both.
missed both.
Right.
Miss both. Demi is going to aim down the sights at another dude. Sharpshooter. First one is going to be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Choom. That is 14 plus 4, 18
18.
plus 10 plus 10, so 28. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 13 plus 5 plus 10. Yeah,
Yeah, 28.
28.
Damn.
Is he still up?
He is. You're shooting the one that Kira also shot.
Okay. Shooting
Oh, he
him
needs to make a
again.
check.
Yep.
He stays on.
Okay, shooting him again. Roll the exact same thing. Still sharpshooter. That's 8 plus 5 is 13 plus 10, 23.
23. Okay. So you just fire off 2 really fast rounds. One of them catches him in the belly and he kind of like hangs onto his velociraptor, and the other one just like headshot. His head explodes and he just like goes flying back. The velociraptor kind of like looks around for a second and then begins charging towards the warehouse.
Okay. Action surge, gonna shoot the next guy.
Oh boy.
Sharpshooter is like, it's like choom, and then like choom.
Yeah.
And then down again, sharpshooter. 17 on the dice plus
Hits.
yeah. Plus a lot. That's max damage on the D12. A 3 on the D4, so that's 15 plus or 5 plus the other 10 for 30.
30. So this guy's burning and he just takes a shot like right to the shoulder, and you can see his like one of his arms just kind of goes immediately limp, like you've just basically ruined that forever.
Is he still up on his velociraptor?
He is. Oh, on his velociraptor. Yeah, this guy, like the force of the blow just takes him flying off his velociraptor.
I'm gonna
And he kind of is like scrabbling to his feet to get to it.
going to deciding that he's not as much a threat anymore, is gonna shoot the other one. Probably gonna miss with that one with the sharpshooter, because it's a 6 on the die plus 9 is 15 minus 5. Yeah,
That's a
misses.
miss.
Big
So
ol'
yeah,
miss.
your last shot, he just like ducks it. And this guy looks much more determined than the others. He's like rides forward really fast, kind of reaches into like a bandolier across his chest. You see him hurl something through the window and then like kind of carve off and turn. I'm gonna need Kira, the 2 bandits, and Guts to make. And Orson, where would you be standing? Would you have stayed with the
I
captain?
haven't had my go yet.
Yeah, but at the start of the combat.
Wherever you want to put me, dude.
All right, make the save.
Cool.
Yeah, dex save. It's an easy one. He passes, and he passes. Okay,
19.
19.
Yep.
Pass.
25.
Pass.
Or maybe 24, but still.
Guts.
Andrew?
Guts fails.
Muted? Okay.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, I didn't hear my name. I'm sorry.
worries,
I
dude.
did fail though. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
rolling like 2s and 3s all day.
Guts, you take 12 explosive damage. Everyone else takes 6. As you
Dice
just see
fail?
this, like... Pardon, sorry?
You guys.
The two guys both passed. 11 and 12 on the dice.
Okay.
With a pretty easy DC, so... Yeah, so you see just these little, like, metal things like bing, 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 bing. They're pretty low power frag grenades, but frag grenades nonetheless. One of the other bandits is going to take a pot shot at Kara as she kind of rounds the corner. You have half cover though.
Okay.
Is that -5 to the roll or disadvantage? I can never remember.
It's +2 for my.
Oh, +2
I
AC.
think 3/4 is 5.
Oh, he crit.
No, he doesn't. No. Wrong game.
I don't see it that way.
That's not what I saw happening.
You take 21 laser damage.
Oof.
As this just like bolt kind of just you kind of like peer around to getting ready to take another shot, and he just like stripes you across the neck and chest like this. You know, it doesn't catch you properly, but you just feel this like burn of laser across you, kind of embedding eventually into your sort of right bicep, and it just like sears with burning pain. The Velociraptor is gonna like run in and is just gonna go straight for Guts. Does a 9 hit Guts? I assume not.
A 9 does not hit Guts.
So yeah, this Velociraptor, which is like, it's probably like 5 foot tall at the top, so big boy, it just like comes straight for you, and you just kind of like push it back, keep its jaws away from you.
Noise.
You see like the injured bandit.
The other ones have run out into the forest, right? It was just this one Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's two dudes still on the Velociraptors. And
One dead.
One
dead.
One guy's dead, and his Velociraptor ran away. One guy's lying down, like gravely injured, and one guy is also off his Velociraptor, and that's the one attacking you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see the dude you shot down is gonna like crawl behind a tree, and you see him like pull out a kind of stim pack, heal himself up, and the other dude kind of picks himself up, like dives behind cover, and then is gonna like pull out a frag grenade and throw it to the door again. But I'm gonna make a roll for it.
Which guy? That was
This
three
is
guys that have gone.
Yeah, and there's 4 still alive.
Well, one you've described as like almost completely incapacitated.
He's pretty much dead, but he's the one who used the stim pack.
Okay, gotcha.
And so there's another grenade. So if you made the roll last time, please make it again. One of the bandits fail, or one of the guys on both of the guys on your side fail.
So I am considered to have. If I'm considered to have cover, I'm considered to have a bonus to Dex.
Yeah.
16.
16 is a pass.
With the bonus to Dex, that will be an 18, presuming I'm behind some
Yeah,
cover.
that passes.
It's not a 16. Cool.
Andrew?
Andrew?
Oh my! I got an 8.
That's a fail. If you fail, you take 15 explosive damage. If you succeed, you take 7. As another of these grenades goes off.
How much do I take if I fail?
15.
Sorry. Okay, I'm down.
Okay, so you just see like this last explosion just like... Well, he took full brunt of both grenades, yeah. And they're 2d12 each. He just like gets blasted back and like kind of slides and smashes into a wall or into like a crate behind you. Orson.
How far away is any of them, really?
Both the dudes who are still on the raptors are they're within 30 feet. They're pretty close. The dude who's like the one who got shot first and used the stim pack, he's about 40 feet away. And the dude hiding behind cover who sniped the shit out of Kira, he's kind of on the cusp of being about 30 feet. So yeah, you can get to him.
Okay, I have mobile as well, so I have no difficult terrain when dashing, and they don't get opportunity attacks if I hit them, etc. But I also have 10 feet extra movement, so I have 50 movement speed.
Damn.
So can I get to the guy who just stimpacked?
Yes.
He looked like a captain type guy, right? Or
Not particularly. Kind of hard to
Okay.
tell.
right? But he hasn't used his grenade.
No.
Can I run all the way through?
Yeah.
Potentially also under the cover of the Pass Without a Trace, but maybe not. Can I run all the way through while that guy is nearly dead and like stimpack himself? Can I just like appear in front of him, grab the grenade, pop the thing, and then just shove it in his mouth?
Yes, you can. So you won't get any attacks of opportunity, but could you make like a acrobatics or
Sure.
an acrobatics roll just to get all that done? I think is fair.
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
Yeah.
So you manage to grab the grenade, pull the pin, shove it in his mouth. Do you have any more movement to escape?
How far was that?
30 feet, he said?
No, that guy was about 40 feet.
Oh, 40.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the far guy.
I have 10 extra. If it takes more, I can do Step of the Wind.
You can, so it's going to be more to get out of range of this grenade.
Okay.
But if you just use 10, I'll let you make the save with advantage.
Can 10 if 10 can take me behind some sort of nearby tree or something
Yeah.
for that kind of advantage, then sure. Yeah,
It's a real easy save.
if that would like take my action to do that, does
Yeah.
that look like it probably would kill him in that situation?
Oh, yeah, that's going to destroy him.
Cool. I kind of give him like the nonchalant wave as he's just like shocked with his mouth full of grenade, and then just like twist and like disappear behind a nearby tree.
Damn, I was gonna let him live. Okay.
I was originally going to talk to him, but then like everyone's thrown grenades and the captain almost died, so he's
Yeah.
talking has gone down in several priorities.
Yeah.
And also Guts went down, so yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be my go. Do you want me to make the save?
Yeah, with advantage.
Still gonna take half damage, right? Wouldn't know any better?
Yeah, I can take it. I don't really mind.
Okay.
Unless full cover would help, but that is 19 this time.
You succeed, you take 2 damage on 2d12.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that guy die?
He ate most of the explosion. Yeah, he dies.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
He's dead. Yeah. So I imagine it just like it's like blood.
Oh.
Yeah. There's not it's a Tarantino movie. There's not much explosion left for you. He kind of absorbs
Sure.
360 degrees of it.
You get like hit in the head by a piece of flying skull.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that was what I was thinking.
And the wind just catches it and just hurls it at the warehouse. So the warehouse just gets like absolutely spattered with blood.
Lovely.
Nice.
Kira, it's back to you.
How many do we have left?
There's 3 dudes still living, and a velociraptor
In the warehouse.
currently trying to, was attacking Guts, now looking at his tasty, unconscious body.
Oh, bother.
Guess I
Three
will.
guys and a velociraptor sounds like a really shitty NBC comedy.
It's a great comedy. Hulu will save it. I'm gonna fire a shot at the velociraptor
Sounds good.
and hope it doesn't like get pissed off. Uh,
Hey, are those other guys on that were helping? Are they gonna shoot things too, or they just fucking around with their dicks in their
Oh yeah,
hands while we do all the fighting for them?
I totally forgot to take their turn. On the bad guys go.
Thugs.
that's a 23.
23 hits.
And that is 10 points of damage.
10 points. Okay.
Yeah,
These two dudes are gonna shoot at the velociraptor.
thank God.
Where they have plus? Yeah. Oh, +7. Oh, makes the AC exactly, and that guy hits. So 2 hits. That's gonna be 7 damage from the first guy and 10 damage from the second guy. The velociraptor is still alive, but is like now kind of crawling its way over. It's like basically, it's in a similar state to how the dude whose Stimpack was before he ate a Stimpack and then a grenade.
Demi is going to shout at the guy that's hiding in the communications booth and tell him to get his chud out of his hand and start shooting. Because
Points
he
a
was
gun
up
at
there
you.
too. Oh, I wouldn't recommend it. She like.
Yeah, he like gets up and you can see he's like clutching a bloody stain in his belly, and he begins like walking towards the stairs to get down. He's got a pistol in his hand.
Is he out
H.
of range to shoot this time around?
Well, it's more he doesn't trust himself in his current state. He's not going to risk
Can I?
shooting one of you guys. Yeah, H.
Run past the velociraptor.
Yep.
And I'm gonna like open my glove menu by clenching my fist, swipe through to like this little picture of like it looks a bit like a roach or something. And I pick that, I put my hand on Guts' chest, and like these little tiny nanobots come out of the hand and like start knitting together his wounds as I cast Cure Wounds on him.
I like it.
And I thought you were supposed to be the doctor. Oh, that's all of it. That's 13 health back, brother.
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 you, brother.
A roach with headbands.
Yeah. So 13 health to Guts.
Yes.
Andrew, you're
Andrew, you are Guts.
conscious again.
Yay!
It's Guts' turn. Guts is played by
Alright.
Andrew.
There is a velociraptor badly injured crawling its way towards
Yeah.
you.
And
Yes, of course.
Hits a
H,
please.
played by Liam, hanging over you.
That's going to be a 12 to hit.
A
buddy.
12 misses, I'm afraid. so you
roll
just
it?
2 shots.
To be fair, you did just get like
Hey, oh,
Almost mutilated.
15 to hit on my offhand.
sweet. So I imagine like that hits. So I imagine like
Hey,
H kind of
Andrew.
heals him, and he just like eyes open, raises 2 guns, and just blam.
That is going to be 7 points of damage.
Hey Andrew, as a 5th level
Yes.
ranger, you have a second attack.
That's right. Oh,
Offhand is different than.
Yeah, if you have 2 guns and you're a 5th level ranger, you get 3 attacks.
all right. My next one is going to
So,
be
Just
11 to hit.
so
Great.
the raptor is dead, and sitting down where you are, you won't have line of sight on anyone else. So you'd have to get up and go to the door.
Well, he
But it
missed
doesn't sound like
anyway.
you missed anyway. So
I'm
He
it's
shot
okay.
twice and missed twice, and then killed him.
Yeah, bang, ba bang.
I like the idea that you shot once, shot again, didn't realize it was dead, and just shot it again.
You killed it on the first one, and the rest were just him firing. What's your prognosis, Doctor? Unclear. Bang, 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 bang. Dimmy.
That was
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, so the Velociraptor's dead.
This one is.
Okay. Well, the one that's a danger to her friends is dead. There's 3 guys remaining.
3
now,
dudes,
right?
2 raptors.
Okay. She's going to. Which one has not thrown a grenade? The one
all
that's
of
off
them.
the raptor. No. The has not thrown a grenade.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
only one that hadn't was the stim pack guy that I went.
No.
got
Yeah.
in.
'cause the one.
I've thrown 3 grenades.
Yeah. So which one has not thrown a grenade? Because he's about to get shot.
One of them.
Is it the one that fell off his raptor?
No,
I think.
he's thrown.
Okay, he's thrown.
Yep.
Okay, so whichever one has not thrown his grenade, Demi is going to shooty shoot.
Do the thing.
Yeah, with
Shot?
sharpshooter.
Yep.
Yep. That's gonna be +9 -5, so it's only a +4 because that's how math works. 18 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, that's a bad shot. That's only. Ooh, that's 3 plus 18 points of damage.
18. Okay.
Rolled garbage on my damage dice. He's still up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 3 times the amount of damage anyone else has done. So
That's what sharpshooter's awesome. I love sharpshooter. Sharpshooter again.
when is this gun running out of ammo? This
I've got 10
6
rounds.
rounds.
10 rounds.
Oh.
10 rounds for that bolt action rifle.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Grief.
gonna need looked at.
Um,
But this is why we're playing.
I mean,
I mean,
Yeah.
10 rounds makes sense in a bolt action rifle.
But-
My bolt action rifle has 10 shots.
yeah.
It's not taking her any time to like load between them like a crossbow would. Like
Yeah.
Also,
take crossbow action
a
before,
reload would be a bonus action anyway. So,
He,
it,
I mean, Rob stated it would be a full action. but
oh,
he-
full action. Okay.
Yeah. Reloading in this is an action.
All right. Anyways, that is a 15 to hit on the last one.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter.
A 15 misses. Sorry.
Okay. So 1 miss.
Yeah. So you catch him, but he needs to make his check. He falls off. Like just the force of that gigantic high caliber bullet just knocks him clean down.
Okay.
Whose turn is it now? It's their turn. Okay. As if in response, pulls out his grenade and hurls it. Dimmy would. He's going through the window, so Dimmy and H. And Guts.
H is no longer near
Oh,
me,
okay.
and I'm
Just
not
you
near
then.
them. Yeah. Okay. I've got cover, so it's a +2, right? To the Dexy things.
Sure.
Well, that's what you said to Jade
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying sure.
So it's like sure, like I'm like talking you into
Sure.
it.
If you must.
That is on her dex.
You cut out. What was it? Sorry.
24.
Yeah. You do the thing. You're going to take 4 points of explosive damage. You have some singed eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is going to take a shot at Orson. But that's a 15 to hit.
I have AC 17 and also behind a tree. So
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the bolt just like embeds in the tree, and there's like a poof of whatchamacallit, bark. The other one's going to shoot at one of your companions. That's a 20 total to hit. Oh damn. Yeah, that dude just straight in the head, falls back dead. Orson.
Really? Is it me? Okay.
It is.
So there is one dismounted guy just threw a grenade. There is another guy on a raptor, and then there is one last guy also on a raptor, or
Also dismounted.
also dismounted.
Yeah.
Okay. how bad was the guy who shot at me? Does he look...
The guy who shot at you, he looks bloodied, but he's still going pretty strong.
I am going to, just for kicks, why not? I'm going to run directly at him. I'm going to kick the Velociraptor once as I like go up into the air, and if I hit that, then well, it doesn't even matter. I've dedicated an attack to that, so that will have no opportunity attacks on me, and then I'm going to put my second attack on the guy, then flurry for another 2 attacks on that guy, and then I'm going to leave.
Sick.
So, Raptor hit. That was not grand. 12.
You miss, I'm afraid.
Doesn't matter. I've still dedicated an attack to the guy, so we're all good. 18 on the dude.
Hits.
I'm gonna have activated like the laser function of the striker. So I get my extra D4. So as he like kicks up off the raptor, he is going to do 10 damage to the guy.
Yep.
With like an uppercut from a laser knuckle duster. He's then going to flurry. That's going to be 17 to hit and 19 to hit.
Both hit.
And he will do 11 damage and 9 damage. So I got 9, 10, and 11 damage done.
All right, you just like kill him. I imagine it's just like a spin kick, break his neck as his raptor's running the other way type dealio. Oh, it's the striker, isn't it?
Yeah, kick off raptor, then like strike him under the chin, probably going over the top of him in an arc, punch him like directly down on the top of the head, and then maybe like some sort of backhand as I'm coming down the other side, all in like slow motion, and the guy goes.
I imagine on the last one, the striker hits one side of his head and his brain explodes out the other side of his head.
And then I'm gonna land, and then I'm probably gonna like just jump in through the window that's had so many grenades in it, back into cover.
For sure.
And then the guys we're helping, remember that they can have a turn too.
Yeah, I'm putting them where they went last time.
Okay. So like after
me,
after Kira.
Now. Oh.
I mean, okay, that means we lost like a whole turn with them, but okay.
No.
I put the other thugs at the end of Awesome, because at the end of the round, because Kira's the top, and then they all shot the raptor anyway.
Oh, I thought they went after Kira.
Yeah,
they went after Kira because you forgot them the first
round.
time.
All right, fine, they'll go now. Sure, it's one dude.
Yeah, it's one dude and then one injured guy coming down the stairs.
Yeah, the dude misses and the other guy's gonna have to keep coming down the stairs. It's a big old warehouse.
Right.
Kira.
I'm gonna shoot somebody. That's what I can do.
There's 2 dudes left. Neither are on Velociraptors.
22. Yeah, 4 or 5 damage.
Cool.
Are any of them close enough to like any of my friends?
Not particularly. They're nearby, but they're not looking good. They like kind of look to each other and are thinking about running for sure. H. Who is played by Liam.
Who is left? Who I can flame?
2 dudes.
2 dudes.
Double dude.
Are they within? You know what? I'm just gonna firebolt them. It seems like the easiest plan. Or firebolt one of them anyway.
Sounds good.
Shit!
One looks much worse than the other.
I'm gonna hit that boy. Again, she flicks the menu open, slides away from the roach to the fire, clenches her fist, punches the air, it ignites, firebolt. I rolled a 17 plus 8. So
Hits.
20 something.
Look at you rolling above DCs and stuff, Liam.
Look at me. Look at me not sucking dick for a change.
But that's a different setting on that guy.
8 fire.
8 fire. He's still alive. But he really looks like he's having a bad day. What's Baraka?
Did you roll? Did you roll 2d10, Liam? Because you were level 5.
I didn't roll 2d10. Thank you, Corinne, for
Double
realizing my
D10.
mistake.
welcome.
That's an extra 5.
Oh, he's still alive.
Fuck. Okay.
But he looks real bad now.
I
Like
wanted
one
you to
hit
get
point bad.
one, Liam. I wanted
Okay,
you to
thank
get
you.
him.
If he stubs his toe, he's gonna die. So.
Stuff for him.
Guts, who's played by Andrew, who
Yeah.
is our friend.
I'm missing. That's.
You have 3 shots, so
I know. I'm just saying. The first one's. Hey, second one was the same roll. That's gonna be another 11.
Oh, buddy.
you know rangers have like
and then
You're
I got
adding
eight.
modifiers, right? You're adding
Yes,
modifiers?
I am. I rolled an 8 and a 4 on the dice.
Okay, so an 8 plus.
So you only have plus
Your
3.
dex. What do you? Yeah, you have a proficiency mod and you have your dex mod.
You should be rolling at like plus 8, dude.
Yeah, at least.
also if you're a ranger and have the sharpshooter thing, you'll get another +2 on top of that. The ranged weapon specialty, which in a universe full of guns is a smart move. So you should be like somewhere between like a +7 and a +10 if you've worked the things out right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What's your dex
I
mod?
have not done.
Yeah, what's your dex?
Nope. My my character is not up to snuff right now.
What's his dex?
So it should be an 18.
So that's
Now.
a plus 4
Mhm.
plus 3, so you have a plus 7.
At
Plus
least,
2 if you took
then-
the sharpshooter. So
which you
plus
really should
9.
have taken over anything else that you have.
Yeah.
So you should be on a +9 probably.
So that would be
What's your
2
fighting
hits.
style? Yeah, 2 hits. It's okay, you don't play often.
I don't. I really don't. So first hit is gonna be 8 damage.
Is this on the real bad dude or the dude who looks pretty fine?
The real bad.
Okay, he's dead.
Woo! And then the dude that looks fine, that's gonna be another hit. That's gonna be 12 points. Wait, no. 10 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna go for another hit. That's gonna be a 13 to hit.
You missed your last one. Because you rolled an
Gotcha.
8, an 8, and a 4. The 4 missed, but you
That's
hit
right.
with the 2 8s.
You will need to reload your next turn, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
That's 6 shots.
Yep. Dimmy.
I'm gonna try and finish the last guy off. How's he looking?
He looks fine.
Okay, it's gonna be sharpshooter then. 'Cause that's what sharpshooters do. Boop, boop. 16 on the dice plus
Hits.
4 for a dirty 20. The other one's 19, so that one also hits. First one is gonna be that's a journey that is going on. 9 plus 5 is 14, 24 on the first one.
Okay, he's still up.
Max damage on the D12 again, and a 3 on the D4 for 15, 20, 30 again.
Okay. He turns to red mist. And
He's a
the
vampire?
the clearing goes silent. And the man
On the,
kind of
like- On this last one, it's like the big, like rhythmic. It's like every however many seconds in between her rounds, it's like choom choom as she like
Yeah.
aims. That's the last one. There's like a big tinking sound as like the empty clip like flies out of the rifle, and she just calmly reaches for like the next one and starts reloading.
Yeah. And she's like surrounded by shells. And the dude like hobbles down the stairs, still clutching his belly.
How bad does Kira look?
Real bad.
Okay, I will take real bad then and put it in the notes.
7 health.
Yeah.
H is gonna see the captain is in a rough shape. As she's running over, flick the menu, flick to the roaches, put a hand on her shoulder. Nanobots come out, cure wounds. They're not gross, don't worry. They're so small you barely know they're there.
It's fine.
You're in excruciating pain as you get thousands of tiny injections sewing you.
13.
Nice.
Heal up, Captain.
Also, would definitely like give her a look, and like he's concerned at her well-being, and then you get healed up, and he's like looking at you expectantly if you're gonna talk to this dude or if he is gonna have to do something.
Kira just finishes reloading and like puts like the bolt rifle back up on like the thing, kind of like not so casually, like pointed in like the leader's direction. We get paid extra for hit work.
He kind of holds up his hands and he says, "Couldn't really say no if I wanted to. Extra 500." Five bodies, 500 seems fair.
Yeah.
Boone holds out a hand to you to shake.
Kira like start to like reach her hand out and like wipe the blood off her hand and like, Kira, it's wish I could say it was a pleasure, but we need to get the fuck out of here before the storm hits.
Yeah, well, he pulls out 2 of the kind of physical cards, like 2 500 each. Pounds them to you. That's your share. You got the stuff?
We left it where we said we would.
He kind of nods and like sends this guy off to go check.
I think he.
Changes, but we're expecting more money than that, and then the 500 on top he's just given us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's trying to shortchange us.
Oh, he's not trying to. That was just me. Because I just saw
Is
like
he-
500 on my thing.
No, because like he paid the other guy paid us.
Oh, he needs to give you an extra 100 then. It
Yeah.
was 1200,
Oh,
yeah. So
Yep.
he would give you a 600 one to 500. Because I had in my notes like he will give them 500 if they help out. And I just saw that and was like,
Gotcha.
oh yeah, 500 each. My bad. And I say, well, be seeing you. Mind if I take down your contact details in case I got more work? You guys handled yourselves well.
The doc we dealt with on Zuva has them. Unless you don't deal with him very much.
You see him like he makes a big sigh. Yeah. I don't much like him.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, neither do I. I have a feeling it would be nice to knock the middleman out. Yeah, I mean, if we're in this area, if we're around this area, we can, you got a job, we might, and we're looking for work.
He'll like kind of your trade numbers or whatever, and he says, likewise, if you're flying nearby, let me know if you're in the area. I might have more for you.
Alright.
Alright. He kind of claps you on the shoulder and like sits down with a groan on a one of the crates. Fucking bastards. Like kicks the corpse of one of his ex-employees.
Speaking of which, if H takes a passing glance over the many bodies that now litter this area, does she see anything that may be worth taking? I don't think she has the wherewithal to do like a full-on loot, but a quick glance over to see if there's
I mean,
anything
they
interesting.
got a couple kind of rusty-looking guns, but they weren't the best kitted out, to be honest.
Did any extra grenades, or are they all spent?
You can make an investigation check if you like.
I'll come down and help H with it.
Can I, because I'm down there already, can I have like looked at one of these guys? Is there any kind of insignia or identification or anything cluing me into who these people were?
Apart from the like balaclavas, which are kind of painted like decoratively with with spray paint, they're just dudes. It seems like from all over, motley crew.
Austin's going to throw one of the balaclavas at the
They're spray
guy.
painted.
No, they're a balaclava that's been spray painted on.
Oh, see, I was taking it as like a balaclava that like somebody that they spray painted, like it's like the shape of a balaclava that they've spray painted onto themselves, like like what is it, the whatever boys from Mad Max, like they spray painted
the War
like their
Boys,
face,
yeah.
the War Boys,
No, it's like
Sorry.
woolen balaclavas, no worries, that are like
I just
shittily
imagined-
painted. Yeah.
I just imagined Orson like just ripping the
just-
guy's face.
Brutal.
I just imagine him like grabbing, like trying to pull it off and be like, "What the hell?" No, yeah, you can grab one.
I'm going to throw it at Boone and go, who were these guys?
They're just rivals from down south of here. Arith's boys.
Bareth.
Arith, Arith.
That's the girl from Final Fantasy VII.
You spell that one more time.
Arith.
Arith. Spell differently, Liam. Come on.
I know. I know.
Arith's boys.
Yeah. They've been hitting us a lot more recently. Gotta get some more help.
It was 27 on that investigation for the record.
Ooh, hell yeah. So one of the dudes has a satchel with 4 of the grenades in it.
Woohoo! She lifts the little bag of grenades.
Nice.
Are they like safe enough to take on the ship, you
Yeah,
think?
they seem pretty well looked after.
She's asking H, a voice in the sky.
It's alright.
Are they similar to the grenades that H has? Because H has grenades.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're like the grenades I've got, so I'd say so.
Mind if I take? She kind of looks
She
like
opens,
a little.
she opens the bag. That's like a lucky dip almost.
Mm. Doesn't
How many of us
matter.
are there? One. She can basically hand out a grenade to everyone who doesn't currently have one, because she's still got 2.
Orson waves his hand when you come to him. He's not going to hold one of those. And you probably hear especially like the telltale whine of his like really subtle, I would imagine, like Striker just charging up, like because he's used the charges and he's just like "Ee," as it goes back up to full.
So
Don't need a
Boone-
princess.
Boone
Does
will-
Doc take one? Does Guts take one?
The doctor named Guts.
Andrew.
Played by
Played
Antonio
by Andrew.
Banderas.
Guts eats one.
Andrew.
Yes.
Does Guts take a grenade from the bag?
I wouldn't want a grenade. No.
Cool. She goes over to Kira and offers her the bag of grenades.
No,
Which
I
is
won't,
there right now.
I won't deny Demi the pleasure of having a few more.
Demi like grins happily.
Do you want all of them, Demi?
I mean, I'll take them.
She just hands you the bag.
Boone comes over to Kira. You can see he's like, I realized I didn't describe him. He's kind of pretty tall, quite broad. Has like that kind of salt and pepper beard, kind of slightly grey at the temples. He looks to be like early 30s, maybe going grey a little bit too early. And he just says, "Yeah, if you find any good fighters in the area," kind of glances at Demi. "Send them my way if you could."
Putting it down on my notes that he looks like Travis Willingham.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah, if I've got your contact details if I see anyone looking for work. I'll pass him your way.
Appreciate it. And he's gonna hobble off back to his computer.
Are we good to go, or
Excuse me.
I got my presents. We got paid.
we got paid?
We need to do checkup first.
We got a storm to beat, Doc. Can we do this?
But
in-
it'll be really quick. You know, if you like all gather in lab at the same time, I can do group checkup.
Can we do it
Doc?
like right now as we're like getting on the ship? Do we have to actually be in your lab?
Well, yeah, because it's clean in there.
Doc, I need Orson to get us the fuck off this planet.
Okay, I guess
If
this one
possible.
time I can do the check right here. Everybody feel okay?
I don't. Yes, I'm
Yes,
fine. Now
Doc.
let's go.
Okay, what about sniffles?
No sniffles.
How's your throat feel?
Just fine.
Okay, take a lolly, and I'll take out lollies from my pocket from somewhere.
You don't have any lollies left.
What
This was a plot point from earlier.
You
about
Rob.
the lollies I always keep in my pocket?
Penfold's been there. There's just a note that
In your
says,
pocket.
when you did the check on Penfold, he was just like taking them out of your pocket without you noticing, just going grab.
Andrew, roll a d4.
Oh, one of us is missing out. At least
3.
You have 3 lollies.
Woo!
They're all pineapple.
Oh,
I'm
you
just
guys
gonna kind of throw them up in the air real quick, so I don't have to decide.
Demi will snatch one out then if they're gonna go to waste.
And so, you guys, checkup's done, back on the ship. Can I just have one last piloting check from you, Dan, please?
sure, just on the way out, because I moved quickly.
Yeah.
Can I have a look at any of the wares that they have in this?
Sure.
Like, for any further details or anything of value, just on
Make
the
a
way
make a
out.
quick investigation check.
Sweet. 7.
You see a box that seems labeled pirated CDs.
Oh, if there were vinyl, I'd take them. And he just like waves by.
Yeah, just who the fuck has
Space
CDs?
vinyl.
Yeah, space vinyl.
Spinal?
Spinal. Tap.
Spinal.
Yeah, give
then
me,
he'll like beat everybody to the ship and to the cockpit.
and take off and leave them there.
Yeah, bye.
Give me a piloting check with disadvantage, please.
Yeah, buddy. Piloting 17 because I rolled 10 twice.
And the gypsy takes off without any issues back into space. And that's where we'll end the session.